something special. Hopefully we'll get some people. You're trying to do like a subs stream or something. But we're thought we'd put away a couple of baseballs. And as you might have already noticed, if you looked at the screen, I got something special for you guys today. We got a knuckleballer. But he's not just any old knuckleballer. So I beasted him. And he's throwing slower than you can throw in this game, because if you make a knuckler in this game and just regular stats, like it's not a pullover from 17, the slowest it throws is like I think 50. So this is actually, he throws slower than the game's supposed to allow. So we'll see how that goes. But just gonna be a chill stream. As you can see, I didn't have enough to beast him completely out, but for a pitcher, I'd say he's doing pretty fucking good. And he's all set up. I'll go straight to the showcase. Oh shit.
MLB The Show's coverage of Major League Baseball is on the air. Today we get the ball rolling with an intriguing matchup on day one between the prospects from the Central region and those representing the West.
Well, I hope we get some viewers before I finish the showcase, because if I don't, people are going to tune in and be like, what the hell are you doing?
Illinois will be the starter
what are you
here.
playing with?
What's your take on
when
it,
you guys
Dan?
see the pitches
Hey,
I put on this dude?
One of the things you look for in a pitcher, Matty, is movement on the
well, I guess I already
fastball.
showed you.
And this guy has great run on his fastball. What does that mean? On his arm side, when he throws the ball, it looks almost like a cutter. It has this little sweeping action. And what it does, it keeps the hitters from hitting it off the barrel of the bat.
Oh my God! Look at the arm.
Very effective
on this
pitch,
shit. There's no way you're hitting
this. Pitch to command.
Forget it.
And he waves at a curveball there.
On
no
a razor also?
strike.
Fuck you. This is gonna be all day. And then I got this shit to totally screw him up.
He's really getting the better of him now. It's strike two.
He had some really good late action on that slider.
Yeah, because I gave the slider like a lot. I gave it like 90.
Catch it out front before it breaks all the way in.
So like that thing is quick as hell. And then after both of those to come with one of these, it's just
very
dirt.
weakly on the ground.
There's no way you're gonna make good contact. Oh yeah, and in case the slider wasn't enough, just to make them think they might be getting it again.
Got him.
Give him that slurve.
And that'll be the first out of the inning.
Yeah, and that's a great job.
This is going to be a dirty-ass pitch
right there.
Like,
he sits
there's no way you could actually
nice
create this guy in
pitch,
game.
And that has to impress the scouts in the stands. Most young
like
hurlers depend on spotting their fastballs.
So that's what we're going to do.
He's showing right there that he has an effective off-speed repertoire as well.
In now, DeAndre Span.
Oh, look at that.
The first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one.
That's crazy. Like, I could put that knuckler anywhere I want it. I could feel it. Like, his release is so good. Look at
miss, and he's in control, 0-2. Bases are empty,
tell me this
man.
ain't gonna burn his ass. No way he's touching this thing.
And he struck him out.
Oh man, the only way you get why I'm laughing while I'm giggling like
here.
an idiot is
pitches,
if you played this game
strikes,
enough and you understand how the mechanics work.
Down.
Like,
Scouts
it's just dirty
love
what
a guy that's
this
willing
pitch
to go
setup
right
can
after
do.
a hitter, and that's exactly
Look at
what
the way
he
these
did
things
there.
are fucking moving.
I see a lot of scouts in the stands
way.
nodding their heads, liking what they see, and I don't blame them.
Into the box now, Gilberto Molina.
And then that slider is almost like a fastball.
Here that finds the zone for strike one.
At 84 miles an hour.
Attempt to put the ball in play for a change
and then
here
you
with
give
the
him
first
a high
two guys going down on
an
strikes
inside
to
curve,
start the
and it's
inning.
game over.
And he lays off for ball 1.
I'll be damned. He laid off. Inside curve.
Ready to deal. Here's the 1-1.
Yep.
Swing and a miss at a ball down.
How much you want to bet
this
go
guy's
for the slide?
dialed in right now. 2 strikeouts and still working ahead. This is going to be a tough test for the offense.
Oh.
Missed with a slider.
Man, how does he not go for that?
Sweeping slider right there and just missed off the edge. If he would have caught the corner right there, I think he's got a backwards K.
See if we can Nolan Ryaning.
Struck him out, so he makes quick work of him here. 3 straight strikeouts, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. Not too shabby. An inning in the books, no score on the show. So here's the cleanup hitter, Lou Jimenez. He'll get to take his first cuts here.
Center fielder, Lou.
A ball and no
come
strikes.
On, man. Come on, Riff.
The 1-0.
Let's see how well they do play off each other.
Dribbled to the right side.
Not a chance. There ain't no way they're going to touch
Foul
that
ball,
shit. I left that one
however,
inside,
strike
but there's no way they're going to touch it if I put it out. Bring him that curveball
Here's the
inside.
1-1 pitch. Here's a little chopper up the middle. Gonna be a tough play. And a good throw gets him 1 gone.
Wasn't a tough play. He just made a bad throw. He threw it all high and shit.
Digging in the switch hitter, Jackson.
And don't get me wrong, a pitcher
As
like
the
this would
switch
never
hitter
make
will
it into the pros.
Left-handed here.
You have to throw a fastball.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
We'll just call it a sliding fastball. A slow
There's a knee-high
sliding
pitch
fastball.
that catches the zone. Breaking ball in for a strike.
I love that slurve, man.
Bottom of the second here with no score.
Straight fucking.
Now he'll step off.
And then right off the slurve.
Oh, and this is swung on and missed. 4 strikeouts already, and that's out number 2.
And that's just an excellent
Who says
job
you got to
of attacking
throw
the batter.
90, 100 miles an hour to be a
Eventually
strikeout
finishing
artist?
him
This
off
guy,
with
the
a
fastest
strikeout.
pitch he throws is
I don't
like
care
86.
what he does the rest of this showcase. He just shows he knows how to mix his pitches, keep hitters off balance, and finish them when he has
There's
the
no way
chance.
he's going to read
Good
them because
stuff.
every pitch is like stacked off the last one. So there's just no way you can read
Edgar Villarreal.
Third baseman.
As he'll watch a curveball that bends in there under his hands, it's strike 1.
And like
Try to
especially
make
if you can
something
read
happen
them
with
and
2
like
gone
tell
in the
what
bottom of
they're
the second.
doing, like it's pretty easy to figure out what you should do. Yeah,
Waved at
all
and
day.
missed, and he's
Knuckler
behind
low,
0-2.
and he's out.
Hey, this boy ain't messing around right now. Attacking the zone, showing a lot of confidence in his speed.
Got him looking, and that'll do it. The inning is over.
See, because I saw him
We'll
when
go
he watched
quietly
that
here in
first
this
one
half inning.
drop like that
We
and
played
didn't
2
even
full,
flinch at it,
and
he
we
started
are
watching
tied
high and
0-0.
outside. So I threw that high and outside slurve, making him think it was another dropper, and he was
Coming
still
to
aiming
the plate
outside.
now, Chris
And so if you're going to do that
Woodward.
twice,
Swinging
then I'm going to
from the
aim
left
out
side
low,
right
and
here.
you're done.
Third baseman. Chris
Especially on a knuckler.
Woodward.
Come on. Who are you playing with?
First offering on its way.
Oh.
Just off on the timing for that
Holler,
knuckleball.
buddy. Now, of course, we all know the
wave and a
curveballs
miss.
are the Nicholson.
I mean, these guys look more like lumberjacks than professional hitters right now. They're hacking at everything.
Knuckleball pitcher. He used to throw a knuckleball, a curveball, a screwball, and a sinker. And he was dirty. Like everything
Into
just
the
fell
windup.
out.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch.
He actually
Yeah,
had,
that one
like, for a
just missed
knuckleball pitcher, he
outside.
had over 3,000 career strikeouts. It was just crazy. So this is plausible.
The 1-2. And a swing and a miss as he picks up yet another strikeout. 6 of them already, and there's 1 gone in the inning.
Jeez, he has been absolutely dominant on the mound out there, sitting guys down about as fast as they stand up. Front office types have always been enamored with strikeout pitchers. So after this outing, I expect this guy to be shooting up the draft boards. It's been a dream showcase so far for him.
Inside.
Right fielder.
See if we can get him aiming early.
First pitch hack in here, and
All
that's
day.
the first strike.
All day. Curve. We'll go screwball in, slider out. I bet I strike him out. I bet I strike his ass out. Screwball in.
The windup and the 0-1.
Let him tap it.
A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
Well, knuckleball, screwball, whatever. Still going slider out.
Ready with the 0-2. And he struck him out as well. So the bottom of the order providing little resistance here, and there are 2 away.
That's a nice job right there, sitting him down with style. Speaking of which, style points might not matter in regular games, but in a showcase, anything that can put a shine on your performance can do nothing but improve your chances in the draft.
Where are
and
my
that's just what that day did for him.
50 of y'all.
Into the box, David Fernandez.
I probably got jobs and shit.
As the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. First 2 men in the inning have both gone down via the punch-out, so we'll see if he can fare any better.
Curveball outside. Screwball in, I left it low.
Back-to-back breaking balls.
1
he
and
just
1.
missed that one right there,
What
fouling it away.
Out?
Do not
I bet he's
expect
still
the
looking
third.
for that fucking big-ass curveball.
Yeah, ball and 2 strikes to count now with the bases empty and 2 away.
Shut up, Samuel L. Jackson. Slider low and inside.
The 1-2.
That slider's just a killer, I'm telling you.
Is a slider taken for a ball.
Go at it, but that
That's a
didn't line
great
up
take right there. Great pitch recognition to let that one go.
Out.
Opposite-handed, that's coming across the plate. You might think you got a shot to stay inside that one.
And he struck him out.
He was looking for a
punch
fastball
out of the ball game.
See, that's
ends
part of the other
inning.
reason that this build
Make
works
it 9
really
straight
good
here to start the ball game.
Is not
3
only are you
innings
throwing
complete,
faster than it's
and
supposed
we
to
are
be plausible,
tied 0-0.
but the game doesn't recognize a pitcher who does not throw any fastballs. Like, you have to at least throw like a sinker or a 2-seamer or something like that. So if you don't throw any fastball, the batters will still look for a fastball. And you can tell when they're doing that, and you can just throw fucking crazy shit at them, and they'll swing at it. That's how I'm getting all these,
well,
like,
this one had
when I
its
do my
moments
Nolan
of
Ryan
drama and excitement.
and all that
In
stuff,
the
I'm
end,
actually
these
pitching
guys
like
came
Nolan
away
Ryan.
with the
Like,
victory
you see, I'm not
and
throwing
look
a
on to
whole
the
lot of,
next
like,
one.
high
A run finish
runners or,
today,
like,
5-4
curveballs
the final
like
score.
that.
The West Prospects
I'm
used a
playing to the
3-run
game,
7th
so like
to help propel them
I
to the
understand
win.
like how
Tyrone
they're
Elbert
swinging.
is the winning pitcher of record.
And once you realize
so
like
that'll
who's
just
gonna
about
swing
do it
high,
for
who's
us
gonna
this
swing
afternoon.
low, and all
Thanks
that,
to
you
Mark
get into
DeRosa and Dan
like
Plesac and the rest of our crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. To find out more, head over to theshownation.com.
That's something I've realized. So like you watch for that shit, right? So I don't know. I'm being stupid. I'm explaining too much in a beer and baseball when I'm already buzzing. Beer, that's too many fucking bees. Jesus Christ, we got a nest.
Here now, our final line score.
Synonym for your end now.
West squad. 5 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors.
And I'm sorry the music in the background probably sucks. Y'all probably can't hardly hear it anyways. But I've been nailed on copyrights before, and I ain't trying to deal with that, so, yeah. Which I ain't get in trouble or nothing, I just got a warning, but I didn't even know that I was using copyrighted shit. And like, so, and it was like scary. It was like, oh fuck, no, I'm not one of those people, like, chill. Because YouTube don't fucking play. Although I can say that shit, I can curse, that's fine. Let's go play game 2. .99 overall, C potential. Like, this dude ain't getting no better. I'm hoping that's what that means, that that's not just a total fuck up. Although it may be looking at the pictures and it may be like, oh, you're not throwing a fastball, so there's no way you can be a good pitcher. Because if you tried to start the game out with this type of setup,
now it's on to day 2, and we've got a good matchup
knuckleball,
ahead. Richard Sanderson, a right-hander from the state of Texas,
which
is
would
the
be a
man on the mound
nasty
here.
setup. You
Dan,
break
any
out,
thoughts?
break in.
Hey,
everything
you don't see a lot of guys that have 5 pitches, right? Sometimes it's hard to master even 2 or 3, but if you can master 5 like he has, he'll be in pretty good shape.
Now at the plate, Benny Asuncion. He will lead this one off today. First pitch of the ball game is swung on and missed, and that's how we'll get things started this afternoon.
No, you know what? I'll go slurve out and then curveball low, and that dude's gonna bite all day long because he was swinging for fences on that knuckler.
A ball and a strike to our leadoff man here this afternoon.
Asuncion
is a guy that has a lot of speed, no doubt about that. And while that's certainly a weapon for him offensively, it could be argued that it benefits him just as much on the defensive side of the ball, given the position he plays.
And not only just speed, but first-step quickness speed. He's able to track balls down that other guys cannot get to. And sometimes that's half the equation.
So he racks up the swinging strikeout on the breaking ball. Benny Asuncion becomes
I gotta
the
say,
first out of the inning.
And I should probably make another video.
Striding forward now is the DH.
I mean, it's not really correcting, but
as he'll get his first opportunity in this
I made a video earlier when MLB 18 first came out, and it was kind of a negative review.
Here's the first
like all the things that didn't fix anything and all this kind of stuff. And it was true. It was real. I wasn't lying about shit. I wasn't trying to just make a negative video. But I gotta tell you, when I look back and I look at my overall enjoyment,
and he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
Playing this game.
Hate to do it, but I've got to
compared to my overall
right
enjoyment
there.
Playing
with
like
a guy Destiny,
like
this at the plate, you got to attack him with your fastball instead of pitching him like he's a middle of the order power guy.
Any other game out right now, or that's come out in 2018.
2 balls and a strike.
That is a pro pitch right there.
I've gotten the most out of this.
For a strike,
I've gotten
make those
the
kind of
most
pitches,
for my money.
You'll be around for a long time.
Now, a lot of that does have to do with the fact that I can
pitch.
have a level 99 player, any type, anytime I want. All I got to do is
misses,
build them over on 17 and then transfer
I think it's safe to say
that's a huge part of it, and I know I'm actually missing
they set
a
him
huge
up with
part
that
of this game
curveball on the pitch before,
because
and
I'm not
they just blew right by him.
starting at the bottom and
go
working my
either
way up
now,
and like seeing what progression actually feels like and all that, which I do have a save like that, but I never play it. Because every time I play it, I find myself looking back going,
excellent job of attacking the batter the entire at bat right there. Eventually finishing him off for the strikeout.
Everything I'm working for now,
I don't care what he does the rest of the showcase.
I guess that teaches you in video games.
He knows how to mix his pitches, keep hitters off balance.
I don't even think it really ruined it. Even with that, I still say like
a little
bang for the buck.
No balls and a strike.
I've had funner. I've had a better time, a more enjoyable time.
1 ball, 1 strike.
On MLB 18 than I have any other game I bought in this year, and I bought in literally every new game this year up to this point because I didn't go for the become human
first
thing.
Gets him, and the side is retired.
I wasn't about to jump on that train.
A rather
I played rain.
Start to the top half of the first. We'll move on to the
I'm not gonna say
half of inning number 1.
I take that back.
Score
I'm not gonna say. I don't want to say it sucked. But I didn't think it was very good.
So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Paul Bunning. He'll get to take his first cut.
So I didn't do the cut.
He's ready.
But other than that, every new game, I mean, look at my stream.
A breaking ball taken at the knees
for
strike 1.
MLB 18 has been the most
this
bang
guy
for
is
my
great.
buck. It really has.
Never misses
like,
over the
so
hard.
I gotta commend them. I should do, I guess, a good review based on that.
To all 4 quadrants.
And that is the most important thing, right? Like, so no matter what your experience.
0-2 now.
Like
this is part of what makes him one of the best pitchers in the game. He pounds strikes, and his stuff is really tough to make contact with. And when you fall behind 0-2, good luck.
Got him.
It's overall what really matters is how much do you enjoy the time
Wow, that's the kind of stuff that really impresses here in his showcase.
Divided by
that's 3 Ks for him so far, and he's showing he can make big-time hitters swing and miss on a regular basis, which is something every front office in baseball. This is why you see so many negative YouTube videos on
definitely
helping himself in this one.
Is because people. It's so
now easy
the plate, to talk shit about that game. Like and I'm just as guilty of it as anybody
pitch of the
else.
At-bat on its way.
I posted 2 negative videos today.
Looks at a knuckleball that finds the bottom of the strike zone.
I love to hate on that game because I think it's corrupt. Like I think there's this actual corrupt shit going on. But that's. I released a video earlier today. If you want to know about that, go check that out.
He obviously wanted that call on the corner, but if
he
continues to put the ball right there, he's going to get that call, and he's going to keep pitching as well as he is.
Look at the arc on that shit. That's
no
crazy.
Score here as we play inning number 2.
Fucking fans, and then it drops below the plate. Like that's just nuts.
Down low, 2 balls and a strike.
And that is when you come with that hard ass slider on the outside.
Now the 2-1 pitch.
Happening. He's just like, what?
What is in there for strike number 2?
He's just looking at it like, wait, what? Wait, what? Watch this. I bet he can't hit this shit. I bet he can't hit this shit. Oh!
Popped him up.
I don't know. What do you call a hit?
Calero is under it. 2 down.
I will say, though, there are some decent rappers on non-copyright. And I know I'm jumping all over the place, guys. I'm talking to nobody. I'm trying to entertain myself to keep myself in the stream until somebody goes, oh, beer and baseball, that sounds fun, and comes and talks shit with me.
First delivery to him on the way.
Because if I just sit here and don't talk...
Now a swing and a chopper foul right at home plate.
It's going to be pretty fucking boring. And I like my videos to be rewatchable. Because I've noticed that, like, I'll post a video and, like, it'll get, I don't know, a bad one will get 5 views.
Hernandez is there.
Right? And I can look at it and
first
like, yeah,
will get him easily, and the side is retired.
And, like,
so no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. On and now, like, to the bottom of the second, and we are tied.
I've
nothing,
realized
nothing.
that if I totally lost my train of thought. Holy
now
fuck.
batting,
I'm way too
Rolando
drunk to be
France.
I think that's supposed to be the fun of it,
in the
but it's
top
not
of
that
the
much
third.
fun when there's not other people, because it's just me realizing my own stupidity. Have another drink? That's the problem with non-copyright music also, is I don't fucking know.
And he'll step off.
At all. Because I don't know these. I know the Ballin' song a little bit. I know parts of it. You guys will have to pardon me. I gotta take my medicine and light a cigarette because I'm still a horrible person who smokes. It's amazing how much of this non-copyright music, though, is like scams. Like it's not scams, but copies. It's non-copyright music, but it's copies of like actual major songs. Like it's the same beat, the same melody, the same like not the same lyrics, but the same like way they're said and shit. Like just subbing in different words. That's what's happening right here. I don't know who makes this song, but I've heard this song before. Like not this version though. I don't know, I guess if you can't really come up with your own ideas, you don't really need to copyright your shit. Let's throw some more baseballs.
First pitch of the at-bat.
Oh, look, we're going to leave this one Yankee. Yankee Doodle.
No balls and 1 strike.
Dude, he's got to be like, what the fuck was that? I just threw that bitch like 12 foot in the air. 56 miles per hour. Dude. And I know what you're saying. You're like, why didn't you give this dude a 100-mile-an-hour fastball? It doesn't work in this game. I've tried the cheese pitcher to throw the 100-mile-an-hour fastball and the like 60-mile-an-hour knuckler. You can do it, but what they do is they end up just sitting on one of them. And so like you either have to sit there and just throw knuckleball after knuckleball after knuckleball, and they'll just miss them all, or vice versa with a fastball. Really smell like doo. It's Outkast. That's what this song is. I'm sorry. I just realized what this fucking song is. It's Outkast. It's a copy of Outkast, but it's sang differently. Roses really smell like dew. They copied that shit. That's funny. All right, let's throw more baseballs. And we got a viewer. What's up, buddy? You're first.
Swing at a miss at the
it would
good
be.
old Uncle
What's
Charlie.
going on, brother?
Offered at that breaking ball below the zone, and that's a tough one to spit on. But the key is recognizing it coming out of the pitcher's hand earlier, making sure that it goes up before it comes down. More likely to be a hanger when that's the case.
He froze him on the breaking ball that time. Rolando France is retired to kick off the inning.
Caroline, I know you think you... Oh. No, if you heard... You tuned in like right after I was talking about it, I think. But like, it's a copy. This is non-copyright music. So it's like, it's legal for me to stream it. But it's all like fake, famous songs. Like, this is Caroline by Outkast, but it's not Outkast. I can't even open it. I don't know how much you care about baseball 16, but we're throwing some crazy shit here.
Standing in now, Rolly Hernandez. As the first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike 1.
Play it. I just realized I totally fucked this build up. What the name is. I don't know. It's in this top 20 non-copyrighted songs thing. Showtime! Oh, I just realized there's 2 of y'all. My bad. It's 16 in Showtime. I'm sitting here. Ah, never mind. Yeah, it's fine. What's up, guys?
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1.
What is going on?
He's fit to be tied after that one. It's 0-2.
What the name?
Bases are empty. One man.
I don't know what you're asking. Like, whose name? Oh, wait. You were asking about the song. That's right. Yeah, I don't know. No names. Like I said, non-copyright. I don't know. I'd give them a shout out if I knew who their name was. It was a good Caroline song. They did a decent job. Knuckleball in your eyeball. Forget it. Can I dive? Can I dive?
And he'll put it away now without much of a problem. That's 2 gone now here in the 3rd.
This is probably the dirtiest pitcher I've built so far.
Digging in, Doug Floyd.
Batting ninth. Third base.
Cannot be touched.
First offering on its way. A late swing at a slider for a strike.
So what's going on, guys? Talk to me.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Looks at a curveball called for a strike.
This is 18, man.
This boy ain't messing around right now. Attacking his zone, showing a lot of confidence.
You know how we do it on this channel?
He's got 2 quick outs, and now he's got this guy.
Except for when I play old shit. I saw you playing tennis. I like tennis. No shit. All right. I was wondering. I always like. I don't know. I wouldn't say this when I was actually streaming tennis, but I always wonder when because tennis is such a weird thing to be into, and like I'm not really into it so much as like I used to play with my sister, and like she went to college, she played at Brown, and like so like I have a little bit of history with it, but I was never really into it, and like I always wondered about the mindset of people that like tennis, but my tennis streams actually net me like really good views. Like people like to watch tennis. And there's no even commentary or anything. I don't talk through them or nothing. It's kind of crazy. People are really into tennis. Oh, I thought they stopped making MLB? No, man. It's I don't know. You know, I was just saying at the beginning of the stream that I need to make another review for MLB. Because my last review, I kind of made a negative review on it. I was like, you know, it's the same shit, and the changes they made didn't fix things and all this kind of stuff, which was true. But I was talking about it earlier, and I was looking back, and I'm thinking about it, and for what I paid for the game, I've gotten the most enjoyment out of MLB than I have any other game I bought in 2018. And you guys watch my channel, you know I pretty much pick up every brand new game except for the ones that I'm like, nah, I'm skipping that shit, like specifically.
Fans, do you have what it takes?
I mean, I have games I bought just to do a stream on that I never even played again, like Monster Hunter World. I bought it, I did one stream, and I've never played it since. Like, cause the stream literally got no views. Nobody wanted to see that shit. And it was like, I didn't really enjoy playing it, so never fucking mind.
This is MLBUC.com.
But yeah, I think I just did a big ramble. Sorry, guys. I'm drunk. I'm a little bit drunk.
Popped up. And this is going to wind up a foul ball.
Oh. You know, when you're drinking and you get a thought for a stream, and you're like, oh, that's a great idea.
The 0-2 once more.
Tomorrow I can watch it and be like, oh, this shit's good.
Curveball locks him up, strike 3, and that's the 3rd out. Make it 9 straight here to start the ball game.
I don't know.
We'll move on to the bottom of inning number 3.
I mean,
the Central Prospects lead it here, 1-0.
You know, they tried to get away from him, and when they left Tiger, they kind of lost a lot of their fan base.
Coming in to pitch for the Central, number 22.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I just started questioning why they stopped making PGA. I think it had a lot to do with Tiger. You know, he was kind of their spokesperson for years and years, and his fan base is what sold that game. Because, man, nobody plays golf in real life. Who the fuck wants to play golf in a video game? And so, like, I think when they left Tiger and they tried to go to like these old white guys, they lost like huge portions of their fan base, and it dried up. And then you got the new competitors like PGA, whatever, not PGA.
Yeah, this might not have been what he expected. I'm not sure he expected to have to go 7 outs to get the save.
There's a couple other
he did,
ones
and he iced the victory.
Apparently
4-2, the final score today. The Central took the lead in the second inning and rode that until the very end. Art Lacey.
Oh, did you guys check out
Chris York
my Destiny
3 innings in the losing effort.
Video?
So that'll just about do it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire
old white guys, man. Nobody likes old white guys. Nobody likes old white guys.
For more, don't forget to check
I'm an old white guy. I'm telling you, nobody likes old white guys. Nobody does. We're hated. And it's kind of okay because we're hateful. Like, we're pretty hateful dudes.
Here now, our final.
Yeah. Oh no, I was saying, you guys, did you see my my video, like Showtime? I owe it to you because, dude, you're the one who told me to do it. You're the one who told me to do the video about Destiny ripping people off on purpose so they can play their own stock market. I did the video on it, so we're going to, what is going on? Oh, I'm pressing the button.
Thanks for joining us this afternoon, and please drive home safely.
I tell you what, man, this Razor works amazing in MLB, man. Yeah, I don't know if you're saying yes because you watched it and you're like, shut up about it, or if you're like, yes, you made it, awesome. Like, because, yeah, I did. It's only about 10 minutes long. I mean, don't leave my stream to go watch it, but like later on when you get a chance, watch that shit. Like, cause I didn't go off, I didn't lose my temper. I was actually like, I've watched it twice already, and I was kind of proud of myself, cause I was like, I made my points. I repeated them a couple times, but no, you made it. Yeah, I made it. It's on YouTube now. It's on my channel. I think I called it. It's just like Destiny 2. Bad on purpose. And then I explained, like I set up a scenario about how like these guys probably are sitting in their mansions and they got a buddy who's like, hey, we could do this, and how it makes perfect sense. So at least to me. So I left it open for interpretation and confrontation. But I was proud of myself, man. I didn't lose my attitude. I mean, I got a little heated, but I didn't go crazy cursing and all that kind of stuff. Because I did have a video earlier this morning I did that on. Like, I lost my shit. I was trying to solo in Nightfall. That didn't work so well. And I got mad. Oh, I got mad about it. Oh, man.
With nothing left to do but await his fate, this young hopeful receives a check-in from his former high school coach, who's been acting as his advisor through the process.
Thanks for believing in me, sir. Well, Bill's Cosby's
to the
going
Major League Baseball first-year player draft.
Anyone who walks, I mean,
the first pick is
so I watch.
on
I don't mean to plug or anything here, but I watch Your Mom's House.
The Minnesota Twins select
like YouTube
Johnny
podcast
Sandoval,
type thing. They actually do a podcast on it, but they stream it on YouTube also.
With the second
and it's
pick,
with
the Tampa Bay Rays select Luis
Morales,
I
forgot his name.
a starting pitcher from the East region. With the
Tom
third
Segura.
Pick, the Cincinnati Reds
and
select
like it's him and his
Roscoe
wife. And they do this live stream, and it's really funny. They have like the just try it guy
pick,
and all this kind
of
stuff.
San
It's
Diego
really funny.
Padres select
I recommend go check it out. There's the
Flores, a starting pitcher from the East
but
region.
They showed a clip of Bill Cosby
the Atlanta Braves
leaving
select
the courtroom
Paul Bunning, a
recently,
first baseman from the East region.
After one of these trial things that he's going through.
The Oakland Athletics
and I haven't watched the news today. I don't know what's actually happening, but
from the
East they showed him leaving the and he does this little like look back juke thing that he used to do in TV shows.
Delgado,
and it's like the Cosby
from
thing.
The international region.
And he does it as he's leaving the courtroom after he's just been convicted.
Farrell, a left fielder from the East region.
Like the guy's crazy.
With the ninth pick, the Milwaukee Brewers select Oswaldo Jaquez,
it's proven
a starting
over and
pitcher
over and
from
over
the East
again
region.
Like this.
With the 10th
you
pick,
cannot
the
be
Los
this
Angeles Angels of Anaheim select
and not
Steve
be all
Abreu,
kinds of fucked
a starting
up. Like,
pitcher
it's gonna
from the
mess
West
your head
region.
Up. Like imagine
with the 11th pick, the Colorado
most of
Rockies
the average
select
person's life
Dwayne
is looking at what they can't have.
a
It's
second
sad, but
baseman
it's true.
from the
It's just
International
most of us look at
region.
our entire life
With
and
the
we're like,
12th pick,
we're either
the
working for
Chicago
something
White
that we may
Sox
never
select
get,
Eddie
or we're looking
Figueroa,
at shit
a
that we'll
starting
never
pitcher
have.
from the International
And we're trying to
region.
get the second best
With
thing.
the 13th pick, the Pittsburgh
Imagine
Pirates
the complete
select
opposite. You live
Ricky
the majority
Casilla,
of your life,
a right fielder
and you
from
can
the
have
East region.
anything you
With
want,
the 14th pick,
anytime
the Miami
you want
Marlins select Mike
Money's
Leach,
no option.
a starting pitcher from the Central
Do
region.
I think he's guilty? Fuck
With the
yeah,
15th
dude.
pick,
I don't
the
think he even
Kansas
thought it
City
was a
Royals
crime.
select
I think in his
Johnny
crazy
Turley, a
world,
starting
he was
pitcher
just like,
from
wait
the
a minute.
West
One of his
region.
buddies was like,
With the
hey man, give a
16th
chick
pick,
these
the
pills.
New York
Just put them in her
Yankees
drink and
select
she'll have more fun
Hernandez,
with you.
a starting pitcher from
And to
the
him,
West
I think
region.
that's all it was.
With the
I think honestly, I mean,
17th
clearly he
pick,
committed
the
crimes,
Houston
but I think in his
Astros
head,
select
he just thought,
Gary
oh, this is
Richards,
just making it more
a second
fun.
baseman from the East region.
This is just making it, because
With
things
the
went
18th
easier,
pick,
and if they go
the
easier
Seattle
for
Mariners
what appears to
select
him to be
Luis
both
Santana,
people,
a relief
then what's wrong
pitcher
with that?
from the International region.
But yeah, he's 100% guilty,
19th
man. That dude
pick, the
fucking
St.
raped
Louis
women.
Cardinals
He
select
deserved to spend the rest of his life in
Coleman,
prison.
a left fielder from the Central region. With the 20th pick, the Detroit Tigers
I mean, it's one thing,
select
like, I don't
Jason
agree with the whole, like,
Robbins,
there's a lot of
starting
guys
pitcher from the
that end
International
up in
region.
jail
With the
because
21st
they were at a
pick, the New
bar
York
and they
Mets
were drunk,
select
some chick was
Bobby
drunk, and they
Rosenberg,
hook
a
up, and then
starting
later
pitcher
that chick's
from the
like,
International region.
I didn't actually want to
With
do
the
that.
22nd pick,
That
the
happens.
San
It happens
Francisco
all the
Giants
time.
select
But if you
James
actively
Chen,
get
a first
a girl
baseman
drunk
from the International
and then
region.
take advantage,
With the 23rd
that-
pick, the
that
Baltimore
is wrong.
Orioles
That should be
select
illegal.
Julio
this dude
Beltran,
put drugs
a
in their
third baseman
fucking
from
drinks.
the International
Like,
region. With the 24th pick,
he's the
Toronto Blue
epitome
Jays
of guilty.
select
Like, he's beyond,
Napoleon
like,
Green,
well,
a
no,
starting
no, no,
pitcher
no, no.
from the International
What drug
region.
does that?
With the
Probably
25th
roofies.
pick,
That's what I
the
would
Los
guess.
Angeles Dodgers
But
select
apparently, from what I was
Ramon
hearing, he had
Cedeno,
some
a starting
actual
pitcher
physician
from the
who was
International
giving
region.
him this stuff.
With a 26th
like selling
pick,
it to him.
the Boston Red Sox
So, like, the
select
physician will go to jail,
Travis
too, once they
Snow,
figure out who that
a first
was.
baseman from the
Because
International region.
Cosby didn't know
With
what
the
to give these women.
27th pick,
Somebody had to tell
the
him
Cleveland
that. And the fact that he had
Indians
such an
select
instant
Oliver
supply. I mean, yeah, rich
Rosales,
people can get
a
drugs
starting
pretty
pitcher
easily.
from the International
but
region. With the 28th
I don't know. You had to have a
pick,
physician
the
in there
Texas
telling him how to
Rangers
use
select
it and like all
Alex
because he
Nix,
didn't do
a
this
starting
like
pitcher
2-3
from
times
the International region.
and then get caught.
With the 29th
right?
pick,
He did
the
this
Washington
for like
Nationals
40
select
years.
Richard
So, like,
Sampson,
this has been
a starting
happening
pitcher
a long
from the Central
time,
region.
man. Women is the downfall of men. I don't know. I guess you could argue ones that don't want to fuck. But I don't know if it's a good idea. I'm drinking. Do you really want to get into this? Because I have very like fucked up
this
views
player's
on the
wait
sexes.
is finally over.
I don't know if y'all want to hear my shit. Because if I get a woman in here, I will offend her fucking ass real quick. But you know what? The entire point is, I'm big enough to not give a fuck. What do I care? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Your average species isn't as big as our smallest. Like, what the fuck are you going to do? Sorry, guys. I'm from an infantry world. And in an infantry world, the biggest, the meanest, and the strongest are the ones that control everything. Because once you take technology away, there's only two things to go off of: intelligence and strength. And 99.9% of the time, strength wins. So I don't know. I'm trying to like shut my mouth because otherwise I'll go off about that shit. I can't stand feminists and all that kind of crap. Go fuck yourself. If you want it, earn it like we did. Ugh. When I see a female UFC fighter get in the ring with Chuck Liddell and knock his ass out, you earned your place. So I don't know. I need to shut up, man. I'll go off about this shit. Wish I could drink, but my stomach is weak. Dude, you know what? I'll be real with you, bro. You guys know I'm a disabled veteran and all that bullshit. My like system, because I was like, when I first came back from Iraq, I ended up homeless. Because the VA like fucked up a bunch of shit. I spent 6 years like in homeless shelters, people's couches, sleeping on streets, shit like that. Like it was rough. And so like, and I ain't trying to have a sob story here, guys. I'm moving on. But like, when I was going through all that, like I actually, like I experienced a long period of time where I was like eating really bad. Like if I wasn't eating out of dumpsters, I was eating like people would pull up to where like we would hang out, like people who didn't have any place to go. There was places under bridges, shit like that, and people would pull up and just like hand out like fast food. And like I totally loved it. Don't get me wrong, because like when you're homeless, like you have nothing, and like somebody pulls up and offers you a free cheeseburger, that's fucking awesome. Like that thing's delicious. Like what are you talking about? So like you take it no question. But I spent 6 years like living like that, and like it tore my system up, man. So like me drinking, that's why like I do streams and shit, and like I'll actually talk about the fact that I'm drinking, and like hey, beer and baseball, man. Because this doesn't happen all that often, because if I drink more than like 2-3 days in a row, or like in a period of like 2 weeks, I'll like start shitting blood, and like my whole system will just fucking go crazy. Like shitting blood may have been a little extreme for you guys, but yeah, it goes bad. It goes real bad real fast.
While being selected is a major milestone, new draftees still face long odds
screwed up
of
all the
ever
mechanics in my body, the way my like my system digests. It's not right. I produce too much acid from stress and all this kind of craziness. It's nuts, man. It'll make your teeth fall out too. That's why like half my teeth are fake. Thank you, War. A Bud Light will get me drunk. See, if I could do that, man, that'd be fucking amazing. Buy a case that lasts you all month. That'd be amazing. See, I bought a 12-pack of Coronas, and I'll drink the whole 12-pack tonight. No problem. Like this. But when I first came back from Iraq, like while I was still in the military, when I went officer, I would drink a case of beer a night just to go to sleep. Like, I remember, I was like back for a month. After you're back from, if you go overseas for a tour and you come back, you have to wait 30 days, and then they do health and welfare on you. And it's like you go in and like you have a doctor who looks you over, grab your balls, cough, all that bullshit. And then also you have to sit down with like mental health, right? And you got to talk to them, and they'll ask you like about, you know, if you're having dreams or you're having nightmares. Because 30 days after you're back is when things really start to set in. And like, well, actually a couple weeks, but 30 days in, like it's really bearing on you. And you can tell when people are having problems. And so like, I was sitting in the mental health, and the lady asked me, she's like, are you having dreams or anything like that? And I was like, nah, I don't really sleep much. And she's like, oh, okay. She said, so you're having problems sleeping? And I was like, well, if I don't drink. I was like, yeah. And she goes, well, how much do you drink? And I said, well, a case of beer is where I start. Like, I always have about a case of beer a night. I get off around 16:30, and by the time I go to sleep, that case of beer is empty. And I still remember the lady, like, looked at me like I was fucking crazy and handed me a pamphlet for AA, and was like, well, there's an AA club on base, and you can go and talk to them and all this kind of stuff, and just blew it off. And I was like, okay. I used that AA pamphlet as a coaster later that night. It's too late for me to go to the infantry. Man, I don't recommend it. It'll fucking eat you up. I don't care how tough you are, man. As a matter of fact, the tougher, the more it's gonna eat you up, because the fucking NCOs notice that shit. If you're a leader, or if you're a tough guy, or whatever it may be that like sets you apart, fucking NCOs pick up on that shit real quick. That's their job. And they will use your ass up. Because the majority of guys aren't gonna be like that. And they're trying to get those guys through. And so what you do is you sacrifice the strong to get the rest of the weak through, because you have too many weak. I know that's crazy, but that's the way the military works. You'd be surprised how many pussies there are that put on a uniform. And I in way mean to imply that they're all pussies in any way. I served with plenty of tough guys, plenty of guys who can make it through just about anything. But it really is crazy the number of guys who's like, what are you doing here? Guys who go AWOL 2 weeks before deployment and shit like that. Track them down, like, what the hell, man? Was you the strong or the weak? Well, I guess I like to think I was the strong. Excuse me. I mean, I went infantry. That puts you in a 1% of the 1% right off the bat. I made it through infantry basic training at Charlie Rock, 1st and 357th at Fort Benning, which is considered the toughest basic training for infantry there is. It's Ranger, what do they call it? A Ranger something. It's where the Rangers, the Army Rangers train also. And so we do a lot of like training with them through basic. And so to make it through basic there, like every one of your drill sergeants is going to be Special Forces or Rangers or Delta or something like that. And these are guys who like, they've already gone to the very top of the Army. This isn't if you go as like a 19 Delta, you're a fucking truck driver. You go to basic training with girls and shit. That's not going to happen. You know, you go through 9 weeks of suck and then you go to your AIT and it's all gravy. It's just schooling. That's not what infantry does. We go through 18 weeks of basic training. At 9 weeks, everybody goes through 9 weeks of basic training. And then 9 weeks in, most people, 99% of the military that's not infantry, they go to what's called AIT. I forget what it stands for. And it's training for your specific job. So like say you're a medic, you'll go to AIT for a medic, which is like Fort Jackson, I think. And so like, but the infantry, what we do is we restart basic training. Like literally, I remember the day that they came in and they were like, all right, basic training's over, you guys have graduated, we're going to do a ceremony. And so we went, we did the ceremony thing. We come back and they're like, all right, everybody get the fuck down, we're starting over. And we were like, what the fuck? And literally they started over and it was like 1,000 times worse. And the whole point was, if you're going to be infantry, you've got to be able to go through what everybody else goes through times 100. And that was when we found out about like test training and all this kind of crazy shit. But I made it through all that. And then I made it through a tour in Iraq, in Al-Hil, Iraq. They call it the Iraqi killing fields. It's the southernmost tip of the Triangle of Death. It's the most dangerous part of Iraq. I was stationed at the Rio on a 40-man mid-team 4 hours south of Kalsu, which was our closest backup. I remember woke up in the middle of the night and told to lock and load because Haji had surrounded our base and the Colombians, who were our guard tower guys, didn't speak English. And so they were screaming that people were moving around outside of the gates. And fucking, I remember being told to get locked and loaded and hit the gates and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it was crazy shit that happened out there. Besides all the mortars and IEDs and all the bad shit. Just the crazy stuff. I made it through that. And then while in Iraq, I got what hasn't happened. And it didn't actually happen. That's the reason I won't get a plaque for it or nothing. But I got what hasn't happened since Vietnam, is a battlefield promotion. While I was in Iraq, I was approached by command and asked if I wanted to go green to gold, which is officer. They take you off your enlisted contract and they send you to college. You do your 4 years in college and then you come back into the military as a second lieutenant. You outrank a sergeant major at that point. So I was approached by that. I qualified, said okay, fine. So I went officer after that. I was nominated, elected, appointed, whatever you want to put it, as the very first and youngest in the state of Texas history cadet command sergeant major for Texas Wesleyan University. Myself and Lieutenant Colonel Rodney Joy are actually responsible for starting the program at that school. I was the sergeant at arms for the student government in college. I was on the dean's list. All that kind of good shit. And then I got diagnosed with PTSD, dysmorphia, aggressive compulsive disorder, and alexithia. And you could no longer fit to be an officer, and now I sit on my ass and play video games all day. So you tell me, man. I thought I was a pretty strong dude. I made it through some crazy shit. I came back and they decided I was nuts because I had an attitude problem, I guess. I don't know. But I get paid to sit on my ass now. So yeah, there's my rundown. Sorry if that was a little bit more than what you were asking for, but there's my rundown on where I come from in the military. Goddamn, man, you guys got me reminiscing. It's old school. It's kind of crazy that like my brain still sort of lives there, even though like I've been out for 6 years now, 7 years now. No, fuck that, almost over 8 years now. Sounds like a hell of a life. Oh man, that's just the military part, bro. I was adopted when I was 2. I come from like a very rough household. I've lived everywhere from like poor heroin houses as like a little kid and an adult to, I mean, there was a period in my life when I was living in Woodway in Waco with my cousins who owned golf courses and shit. Like, when my cousin was 13, he had his own golf course with like golf cart with rims and shit. Like, that was just something they bought for him, like the fuck of it. So like, I've lived kind of all over the place. I've been involved in like some pretty major, and I'm not gonna talk about this shit, and I'm not gonna say crimes, but shit happens, and like hundreds of thousands of dollars get passed around. Like, I've been all over, man. You name it, I've done it. Like, what if the enemy captured you? Would you tell your squad plans? I wouldn't know. There's a misconception about what soldiers do. It's this idea that like a commander gives his orders and then we go and like do all this crazy shit. That's not how combat works. If you are lower enlisted, in other words, corporal, specialist, or lower, the minute the bullets start flying, you're being told what to do at every single instant, especially if you're a new guy. If you're a new guy, there's going to be an NCO right on top of you, firing next to you, probably letting his shellings go into your fucking coat, and he's going to be screaming at you. He's going to say, get down, you're going to do this, reload, I'm not out, I don't give a fuck, reload. You know, he's going to be yelling at you. And his job is to engage the enemy while keeping you focused on him so you don't realize just how real the shit just got. Because if you have a direct connect with that, that's why guys freeze up. Is because they go from like training, which we do for years before we actually go to combat. And then like the minute you actually get in combat, everything becomes real. And most people's brains, they just can't handle that switch to be just flicked on like that. It's just, you gotta have something else. And somebody yelling at you can actually be the perfect interference. You still talk to your cousins? I still talk to my cousin Edwin. My cousin Justin, he doesn't talk to any of the family. He's actually a professional golfer. And so like he checked out. He became a millionaire. Which I don't think it really mattered that much because his family was already rolling in dough, but I think they were like in the low, like, maybe if they hit $1 million a year, it was barely $1 million, like they were in the high 100,000s maybe. What's the best torture method to make anyone talk? Alcohol, bro. Alcohol and a sexy woman. Every single time. No, the truth is, you don't need it. If somebody's going to talk, they're going to do it right away. Any interrogator will tell you that. When I was at the Rio in Ahila, and I hope none of this is classified, I worked with a unit called THT. They're military intelligence interrogators. And so what they would do is these crazy fuckers in uniform, but like their uniform was all fucked up, no patches, and they'd have like shit tucked in where it shouldn't be, and like their boots unbloused, like just weird shit. They would literally just, no security, no nothing, walk out the front gate and just go out in the neighborhoods where all these fucking hotties are and talk to them. And then, I think tie them to a chair and put them waterboarding. No, that's like probably one of the weakest tortures you can do. Anybody who's ready for it could handle that easily. And that's proven by all these idiots who keep getting online and saying this is what waterboarding looks like. Because they're trying to prove whatever point. There's lots of videos on YouTube of that shit right now. That's baby stuff, man. That's baby stuff. Pull people's fingernails off and shit. Like, there's much, much greater stuff you can do. They have tools and shit they'll stick in your ass and spread. Like, it's craziness. Because you have like a ton of nerve endings in your butthole. But anyways, so the point was, and I'm gonna take you to where like torture is not needed. And I'll give you a personal experience. So, I was working with this THT team. I was actually on the colonel's personal security. I was a gunner, a 50 cal gunner on one of his trucks, on the 3rd truck. And so, part of my job was to escort these THT guys. They would go out in the communities. They would find out information on where HVT, high-value targets were. And then they would come get us infantry guys, and we would be their security to go pick up these HVTs so they could bring them back and interrogate them. And I know you can't see me, but I'm using quotations with my little fingers. So, we would go out with THT, we'd kick the door, we'd arrest the HVT for them, and bring them back, blindfold them. Here's the thing. Now this is what it's like for these HVTs. So, I hate to do this to you, but imagine you're an HVT, right? You don't know anything about America. You have to take your mindset out of that. These people live in fucking mud huts. Like, that's no joke. Their houses are literally made out of fucking mud. Most of them do not have electricity. They have no moral standard of living. There is no, like, real law enforcement. Whatever rich sheik lives in the area says what the laws are. And so it's just craziness where they come from. They don't... Technology to them is like a cell phone or a CD. It's not like lasers and telescopes and shit like that like we have. And so, like, they live in a Stone Age world. Like, the entire reason this war is even happening is because their religion is going through its own evolution. The same evolution like Christianity went through. You know, Christianity killed billions. Well, maybe not billions. I don't know that for a fact. But I guarantee millions of people. And the reason Christianity was able to do that, they did the exact same thing Al-Qaeda and all these guys are doing now. They just had nobody standing in their way, and they became this massive force called the Conquest. If someone threatened to chop my penis off, I'm telling you everything. Yeah, well, sadly, that's probably in a real torture scenario the first place they're going. That's most people's genitals, if you even get close to them, it's over. They're just going to give up everything. Because they're trying to separate themselves from their body, but for some reason, separating yourselves from your genitals is just impossible. You can't do it. This was like the 201st guys that got taken back in 2005, 2006. That was my AO. Like, that was my area of operations where that happened. And like, while I was there, I was there when it happened. Not on site, but I was in country. And when we found those guys, they were on the side of the road, and they had literally, what Al-Qaeda had done to them is they had hung them upside down and then chopped them in half, cutting them, just slicing them in half like you would cut meat off a deer you would hung upside down. And they just sliced them in half from their testicles right down the center of their penis, down their stomachs. And so their balls, their guts, everything hung in their face while they hung there for probably 30 minutes to an hour before dying. It was torture. That's how they do it. So, sorry to take you guys to that graphic place, but that's what actually happens in torture. That's what they do. And that's personal experience. I was on the team that found those guys. I mean, I say we found them. We got a phone call that there were burning tires on the side of the road, and we didn't know what the fuck it was. And so we went out and investigated, and sure enough, there was burning tires on the side of the road, but 2 soldiers' bodies on top of it. And then, of course, they did the autopsy, and all that shit came out. And that's when the colonel told us what had happened. Which I still don't understand that whole situation. I really don't get how that even happened. Like, they were in trucks in a 3-man convoy. Their truck got separated. Their lieutenant, for some reason, pushes the private that's in the gunner's hatch out of the gunner's hatch, tells a specialist to get in the gunner's hatch, the higher ranking, which was stupid. Lieutenant gets out of the truck, which was stupid. They get surrounded. The lieutenant goes down real fast. The specialist in the gunner's hatch fought until he caught a bullet in the head. And then the 2 privates that were in the back of the truck just threw their arms out, or threw their weapons, and gave up. Surrendered. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's just craziness. Couldn't believe that. I would have went out shooting. I like to think I would have too. I don't understand why these guys gave up. I really don't. Your commander's dead. Your ranking is dead. It's fucking fixed bayonets. Like, that's it. That's it. Like, they're gonna write stories about you. Like, that's it. I don't know, but who knows? Unless you're in that situation. Who can say? I gotta tell you, man, I saw a lot of big, tough motherfuckers who I thought were bad dudes get into combat and gone the next day. They couldn't handle it. And I'm talking bad dudes, like ex-gangbangers and shit who went to the military to try to escape that life. We love those guys. They don't last very long. Because the whole reason you join a gang, the whole reason that whole thing goes on is because you're weak. You can't stand on your own. And then you come to the military, like, what did you think was going to happen, man? We fight fucking wars. This isn't a job. You want a job, go join the Navy. Go join the Air Force. You join the infantry, you're here to fight. I could live without a penis. You say that now. I don't know, man. I'm not going to say I like mine. I mean, it's an ugly little thing, but at least it's mine. I got it. It works. I think I'll keep it. I think without it, no. I couldn't do the Kris Jenner thing, man. Real life, no. That's a fucking decision. You ain't born that way. Shut the fuck up. Take that back. Wait, never mind. Take that back. Yeah. Think about it. Think about it for just a minute, 16. You don't want that. You don't want that. Well, yeah, is your dick pretty? I mean, what the fuck, man? Like, God didn't... What was he thinking? Like, you know what it is? You know what it is? If God made our dicks pretty, like he made pussy, if he made our dicks pretty, we'd never stop jacking off. Like imagine if your dick was pretty to look at. Would you ever stop playing with it? Like, that's the only reason you stop playing with it. Oh, it's soft and it's ugly. Fuck that shit. I'll wait till it perks back up. That's why you stop. You don't stop if it's pretty. You never get us out of anywhere, man. It'd be a thing in society. Every 30 minutes, every man has to go do his thing. Like, it'd just be accepted because we're bigger and stronger, and that's what it is. Oh, and he mimes back into the feminist shit. Vagina looks nasty. What the fuck? What kind of vagina you looking at, bro? dude, I'm headed into my, well, I'm in my mid-30s. I'll be 35 at the end of this month, I think. My dates are correct. And pussy's still pretty to me. At my age, dude. What are you talking about? At your age? Like, pussy's all pristine and pretty. It's not wrinkled or fucking beat up or have shit sticking out of it all weird and shit. Like, you don't even know yet, dude. What restroom does She-Mel's go to? Wow, fuck if I know, man. I don't know. That whole thing's just crazy to me. I don't know. I mean, I get it, the people that are, like, born that way. Like, if you're born with, like, both parts or something like that. Like, that shit happens. And I get it, that's really fucked up. And I don't know how this conversation went to this, guys. I'm not sure it should. Inside looks like flesh. What the fuck, man? That's what it is. What? I don't know if you guys noticed that, but we had a viewer check in and check right the fuck back out. Like, oh no. That's funny. Oh man, it looks like flesh. Yeah, it does. It does. What are you gonna do? You know? You have a decision to make. It's either that or a dude's butt. You pick one. Because it's going to be one or the other. So you pick. He would smash his She-Mel if there were no girls. I guess maybe none of us would really have a choice. That'd just be what it was if there were no girls, right? Or what if there was only like 10? or like just a really low number. So like getting a female was like, it was like getting a 10 as a girlfriend. Like, you know, lots of us can get 8s, maybe even 9s, but to get that 10, only a rare few get that 10, right? You gotta be rich and good looking and successful and all this crazy shit, right? Or you just gotta be that one weird dude who just happens to score. So imagine if just getting a female, a total female, was as rare as getting a 10, and like otherwise you had to settle for a she-male. Would you do it? Would you settle? That's fucked up, man. You can do a whole stream just on that question. That's jacked up. Oh man, I'm waiting on y'all's answers for that. I gotta. Would you settle? Would you settle? Showtime, I ain't heard from you in a while, man. What happened, bro? Would I? Man. That would have to be one hot fucking female, man. That's all I can say. When I was young, I had a crush when I was younger. Showtime, you're coming out of the blue with that, man. I don't know what that means. That's my answer, though, 16. Would I? Man, that'd have to be one hot she-male. It'd have to be, like, a gorgeous she-male. It would have to be more she than male, that's for sure. And I'm talking, like, girls would have to be limited. Like, limited edition. Crush on my cousin. Oh, man, don't go there with it. Don't go there with it. No. Every guy growing up had a crush on his cousin, but we don't talk about that, man. We don't talk about that. Like, my cousin, I still remember my cousin calling me in her room, and I lived with him in Waco, just what I was talking about. And, like, pulling her skirt up, I was, like, 16, so this isn't, like, some 12-year-old bullshit. This is, like, 16 years old, like, we're finding adulthood. And I still remember her calling me in her room, and her name was Kim. Of course, Kimberly. And her pulling her little dress up, and she had these black stockings on, and she had a run in it. She was like, can you see where that run goes? Can you tell me how high it goes? And I'm sitting there like, are you fucking kidding me? And, like, I had one of those really hot cousins. So, like, I know what you're talking about, man, but you don't, you don't admit, like, really having a crush on them. Every guy goes through that. That's because your hormones are out of fucking control. And internally, we're animals on a biological level. And so you're this fucking animal walking around whose hormones are going out of control. Nobody's really explaining, like, what's happening to you in any, like, manly way, because it's taboo to even talk about it in public today. I mean, what does every boy's talk with his father nowadays? He goes, son, I guess it's time to have a talk. And the kid goes, Dad, I already know about fucking. And the dad goes, oh, phew, thank God. And he walks away. Like, that's it. Me and my cousin could have smashed. All right, now you're getting nasty, guys. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is not, no. I had that one weird instance. That's the only time. Like, she came out of the shower in a towel and talked to people a few times. But usually me and my cousin were like, hey, man, get the fuck out of here. Like, go put clothes on. We made a deal out of it, like a big deal. What's the difference between a dyke and a stud? Well, a stud's a horse and a dyke's a mean bitch. Like, what do you... Oh, man. A dyke is just a dude born without a dick, right? Like, isn't that kind of what it is? It's like a really manly chick. I mean, I'm guessing here. I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience in this thing, guys. Why are we talking about this? Like, where is this conversation gone, man? Dyke like wow, 16, man. I don't even know how to respond to that, bro. I don't want to offend you, but I do believe that would make me question some things about myself. She always tried to fight me. Well, dykes will do that, man. Dykes will do that. You know what you do when a dyke tries to fight you? You ask her, like, do you really consider yourself equal with me? And when she says yes, you just knock her the fuck out. Because if a bitch says that she's equal, then knock her out. Like, because if a guy tells me he's equal and he's trying to step on my toes, I'm going to knock him out. Equal opportunity knockout artist. It's just a lot easier when it's a dyke. Because they don't realize that their bone structure isn't the same as ours. And so, like, when we hit them with, like, 3 times the amount of PSI that they can hit us with, and this is scientific, guys, their bone structure can't handle it. This is the reason why we don't mix sexes in competitive sports. It has nothing to do with the will or to win or the drive or even the capability of that sport itself. It has to do with if you have a collision between a 250-pound athlete guy and a 200-pound or 180-pound athlete woman, that woman gets broken in half. It's bad because their frames aren't built to deal with it. This is the reason there's no women in the infantry, man. This is the real reason there's no women in the infantry. Everybody thinks it's a sexist thing. It's really not. It's because we'll break your fucking heels and your hips. Infantry does a lot of rock marching. And we carry, 80, 100 pounds on our back. Well, a woman's body, the frame is made to carry weight in the front. Childbearing. This is why they're built this way, genetically. It's not a downplay thing. It's just genetics. That's what it is. And so when you put a rucksack on their back for an elongated period of time, what happens is their hips break and their heels break. I dated a girl this happened to who was a medic in the military. There were lots of girls who went airborne just because it was kind of a thing to do and they were offering it to anybody, and they came back with broke hips, broke heels. And it's because your female bodies are not made to go on 20-mile ruck marches with packs on their back that weigh half as much as they do. So yeah, sorry about the rant, guys. When I get a chance to put that one out there, I like to. People don't understand. They don't realize it's not a sexist thing. What if your son told you he was gay? Well, this very instant is why I will never have a child. No, I'm kidding. Dude, you gotta accept that shit, man. You gotta let people make their own decisions. And of quickest way to get your family to turn on you is to tell them not to make their own decisions. So, I don't know. I mean, my brother's gay, bisexual, or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. I think it's weird, but that's his deal. I mean, I get it. And, like, I'm actually kind of happy that he is, because he was able to explain to me, like, how that shit happens. And, like, that it's not something you're born with, that that's a total, like, democratic bullshit that they made up. The fucking gay chromosome or whatever. No, there's really not a lot of gays now. It's just openly accepted to be different now. And so you get a lot of people who say, hey, this is a way to be different, and they can open their mind to it. They have whatever experience. There's a reason, and this is not a made-up statistic. Go look this up. A majority, I'm not talking 50%, I'm talking a majority of people who are homosexual, who are outright, who claim homosexuality, have also had some type of forced sexual experience. It's a majority of them. And it's all a mental thing. And my brother is a prime example of this, and I don't make this up because I know him. I'm telling you what he told me. And the reason he is the way he is. And he's opened himself up to it. He's just like, I've just accepted it, and that's the way I am, you know. I dig both, whatever. But he's admitted straight up it's because people picked on him, and it created this domination thing with guys and all this kind of stuff. Like, he was able to explain. Now, my brother's also got like a 160-something IQ. He's a fucking genius. He's one of them ADD kids. And so he was fucked up mentally from the start. But it also creates a very intelligent person telling you, hey, this is how this happened. And, you know, he hangs out in those communities. I don't know anything about those communities, but from what he tells me, inside of those communities, there is no talk of, like, I'm born this way or any bullshit like that. He says everybody knows why they are the way they are. And so you can put two and two together and say what you want, but when it's coming straight from somebody who's experienced that life in and out of prison, like, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he knows what the fuck he's talking about. And so, yeah, it makes a lot more sense. So, yeah, I wouldn't say there's more gays now. I just say it's more openly accepted to be different. Have you seen any cases where women rape men? That happens all the time, dude. It's not forced rape like you would think of a man on a woman. And once again, I don't know how we got to this topic. We can talk about some crazy shit, y'all. It's supposed to be beer and baseball. I quit playing baseball, and now we're just talking about nuts. No, most men or women on men rape, if we're going to talk about this, is pills and shit, like roofies and shit. Like, I've been roofied. When I was in ROTC, I was like a year into ROTC. I was living in Fort Worth. I was attending TCU, Texas Christian University. And I went to a bar. I was a steady at this bar out there. I'd go there almost every night. And so, like, I left the house. It was like 6 p.m. I go to the bar. I order a beer. I started drinking this beer, and I started talking to these two girls that were there. There was these two girls that were there by themselves, no guy or whatever. So I'm like, hey, that's like green light. And this is me, like, I'm in my freshman year of ROTC. I just come back from combat. You know, I'm 6'2", I'm 250 pounds of pure muscle. I think I'm like the biggest, baddest, greatest thing on the planet. So I see two girls, I'm going for it. And so I started talking to these girls or whatever, and like I finished my beer and I ordered another beer, and I left it on the bar next to those two girls, and I went to take a piss. That's the last thing I remember. Oh yeah, they were hot, dude. They were fucking hot. I remember that. But the next thing I know, I woke up. That's what it felt like to me. I felt like I was literally like waking up. Like if I had just slept. And not like a drunk sleep, but like literally like in bed, and like you stretch and you're like, oh, what's up? I felt like I was waking up, and when I came to, everything was shaking. And I was like, what the fuck? And I had a Mitsubishi Eclipse Spider. And I bought this car as like a little present to myself when I first came back from Iraq. And I spent like $3,000 on the ground effects kit and all this kind of stuff. It was a pimped out car, rims and all this kind of stuff. I had $2,000 in the rims. I had nice rims on it, Kane, whatever they were. I forget, it's been so long. So when I come to, there's blue and red lights everywhere. I'm still moving. I'm looking around. I'm in my car. I'm in the driver's seat. I'm doing about 30 miles an hour. All 4 tires are blown out. My ground effects kit is up on top of the hood of the car. Like the front ground effects kit had literally like flipped up, rolled up from where I'd gone into like a ditch or something, and just kept going. All 4 tires are blown. I've been rolling on rims. The cops told me that had happened for about 10 minutes. That they had surrounded me and had been driving, surrounding me, waiting for me to come to for about almost 20 minutes. And that they were actually on their radios talking about they couldn't believe that I was keeping the car straight with my eyes closed. Luckily, I was on a straight highway in Mansfield. Don't know how I got to Mansfield from Fort Worth. Don't know any of this. Had no clue what was going on. I got out. When they finally got me stopped, they're on the loudspeaker, and they're yelling at me. And finally, like, I came to, and of course, you know, I slam on the brakes, and I was a stick shift, and so it stalled out and all this shit, and I just freaked the fuck out. And so, like, of course, the cops, they run up on me, they drew me out the car, and, like, guns drawn, all this kind of stuff. So everything calms down. They got the car moved to the side of the road. I'm sitting back behind the cop car. I'm cuffed, all this kind of shit. I have no ID on me. I don't know where my wallet's at. I can't find anything. They're looking through the car. My money's gone. I had money I always kept in the glove box. It was gone. Like, everything is gone. It's just like, what the fuck? And then they start telling me what had happened. Well, and then they give me a drunk test. I passed the fucking drunk test. The little walk the line, finger on the nose, all that stuff. Because they asked me, have you been drinking? And I said, yes. I said, I was at the bar. That's the last thing I remember. I was at the bar, and I'd ordered my second beer. And the guy looked at me. You could tell he thought I was lying right away. He was like, there's no way. But then I passed the drunk test. And so they're like, what the fuck? So, long story short, they towed my car. I ended up headed to jail, and then they found out who I was, and I got lucky as fuck, because not only was I military, but my mother was a Sampson Park River Oaks police officer who had a lot of friends in the Mansfield Police Department. And as soon as they realized, because I had no ID on me, and so they were asking me who I was, and I told them what my name was, and the cop asked me, he says, wait a minute, and he mentioned my mother's name, and I was like, yeah, that's my mom. And they pulled into a gas station and literally called my mom. And my mom and my stepdad, who's currently a Fort Worth police officer, came and got me. That's the only reason I didn't actually have to go to jail. Is the police sat in that parking lot and was like, you're so lucky that this is your mom. Like, because my mom and stepdad have been on the force for like over 30 years. And so they're very well respected. And so, like, I got lucky there. But they did an actual, like, investigation on what happened, and the bartender saved my ass is what happened. The bartender flat out saved my ass, because the bartender was like, yeah, he came in, he ordered one beer, he drank that beer, he started talking to these 2 girls, he ordered a second beer, and he went to go to the bathroom, and when he came back, he had a few sips of that beer, and then he left, and that was it. And that's where things go blank. And even the bartender was like, those girls were acting very shady, and she even said that she thought they had put something in my beer. And so I as soon as I came back, I took a couple drinks of that beer. I'm out. Have no idea what happened. They robbed me. My wallet was gone. Luckily, my credit card, they didn't, I guess the girls weren't very smart, because I was running a tab. And so the fucking bar still had my credit card. That's how we knew for a fact I had only had 2 beers. No, we never found them. Never found out there were no cameras in the bar. This is a biker bar out on the east side of Fort Worth. And, like, you don't even go in there unless you know somebody. Like, it's a military thing or biker. Like, it's a biker bar, but they allow military. Like, they won't really question you if they know who you are. But, yeah, no, we never found out who they were or anything. I got very lucky. Because even with the fact that I was drugged, I had no idea, I passed the drunk test, all that shit, they were taking me to jail. If it hadn't been for who my mama was, I'd have gone straight to jail. I still remember Butch, that was the cop in the passenger seat. Like, as soon as I said what my last name was, he turned and looked at me, he's like, you gotta be kidding me. And I was like, what? And he goes, Tammy's kid? And I was like, yeah. What have you seen them now? Those girls? Oh, man, I'm calling the cops, like, right away. And I'm like, hey, this shit that happened, like, years ago, they're standing right in front of me. I'd report them right away. Stole my kidney. I didn't have any scars that I noticed. I don't know, man. It's pretty fucked up, man. I tell you this though, I don't like if I go take a piss in a bar now. If I go to a bar and I gotta pee, I take my beer with me. Every single time I take my beer with me. I don't play that shit because that is real, man. That is no joke. And here's the thing, like according to the bartender, I only took a few drinks out of that second beer. I didn't down it or anything like that. So whatever they put in there, just a few sips and I was gone. I had no clue what had happened. It's pretty crazy shit, man. But we were talking earlier. I told you, man. Like when I say you name it, I've lived it. Like I'm not kidding, man. It's crazy the shit I've been. I don't want to say like the shit I've been through. Everybody goes through shit. But when you list the craziness level of the stuff I've done in my life, like it's pretty out there. Oh man, you guys got me checking my back for like scars. I still like kissing. I think I would have noticed that. Probably would have. Day one, I'd be like, man, I'm stiff. Like, what? Why does the entire right side of my body feel like somebody's stabbing me? What could this be? Oh, are these stitches? I don't know. It seems a little far-fetched that would happen and not notice. Although, what if they're stealing stuff that you wouldn't notice is missing? Like just not even shit you'd even like. They're stealing fingernails, like fingernail clippings. Like, that's their thing. You'd never fucking know because they don't trim enough for you to actually notice. And they got a little pad and they sand it down so it looks smooth, and like it's not brand new or nothing. Like it just hadn't been clipped. And that's what they do. They drug you. They steal your fingernails and they leave. I went to the store. A teen had his pants all the way to his knees. Is that the style now? Oh, yeah, dude, that's. I don't know. You know what? I remember this guy Omar, right? This big old black dude when I lived on Las Vegas Trail in Fort Worth, which is like gang territory, ghetto prostitutes, all that kind of stuff, gangbangers. I was living out there and I met this dude Omar, and big, mean black dude, and you can say that's a racist comment if you want, but anybody knows exactly what you mean when you say big, mean-looking black dude. And he said this because we were talking about this kind of thing, and that's why I bring him up. And we were talking about like why kids walking around with their fucking underwear sticking out, all this kind of thing. And I was just like, look, I don't know if maybe it's a white point of view or some shit, but from my point of view, it's like if you're walking around with your fucking pants down, all that tells me is you can't afford a belt. Like what the fuck? And he told me, he said that if you actually go to the hood, like if you go to Oak Cliff or Compton or Days or Bryan Adams area or shit like that, like these really rough areas, you won't see that. You will not see that. Kids will not be walking around with their pants around their ankles. And he said the reason is, he said, because shit is real out there and sometimes you gotta run. He said sometimes you get in a fight, you don't know what's gonna happen. If you got your pants around your fucking ankles, you're going down. You're going to get one-shotted real quick. And out there, one-shotted could mean death. So, like, he's like, he was real about it. And he's like, this is not a real thing. He's like, this is not a gangster thing. He's like, people who actually live in these neighborhoods, live these lives, don't actually do this. They don't actually sag their pants. So, you can take that for what it was. Was Omar a boxer? No, he was a big-ass Muslim. That's why we actually, like, started talking. Is because I was talking to other people and I was like, yeah, I just came back and I was from the infantry and all this kind of stuff, and he's this big ass Muslim dude. He's like, oh shit. Like, it was kind of a weird situation. It ended badly too. I ended up in a fight with that dude because of the bullshit. He started popping off with, like, I don't know. There's some shit in the Muslim scripture that whether you're an extremist or not, it literally does say in there to kill the infidel. And it refers to the infidel as anyone who doesn't believe the way you do. And so we got in this huge argument because I told him, I said, your Bible, your book, your Quran says right there, flat out, blatantly, to murder, just because people don't think the way you do. How can you believe that's a good religion in any way, shape, or form? This is the reason I think there should be a Muslim ban. I don't understand how you can, like, in any type of religious thought on what religion is supposed to be in the human form, believe that that's a good religion, or that that could even possibly be real. There's just no chance of it. And so we had that argument. We ended up in a fist fight over it. I think they get real mad when you call a prophet a bitch, but I don't really give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, man. If me talking shit about your imaginary friend pisses you off, suck a dick. I don't care. Never have. That goes for Christians, too. I don't give a fuck. I'll talk shit about you. I don't give a shit. Are you kidding me? You believe that shit? I know where it came from. I was a history major in college. I took religion 101, 102, and I took 3 and 4 because I liked it. I know where the Bible comes from. That shit is a joke. Black chicks are hot. Man, you're random, 16. You know who Nicki Minaj is? Yeah, I do. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to stick it to her, but I can't stand her music, her voice. Like, if I was gonna hook up with that chick, she just couldn't talk. Like, just don't talk. Like, just don't talk. You're pretty. You got crazy curves that are probably a lot of fun, but don't talk. I don't want to hear it. Okay. What the fuck? I'm sorry, but if you have to express the type of person you are by explicitly inflicting your dialogue, in other words, changing the way you talk to try to tell people what kind of person you are, you got some fucking mental issues. Like, just speak, just talk, let it come out, and then that's who you are. But when you go and you talk one way, when you're on like a talk show or something like that, when you're on Ellen, you go up there and you're very polite and very all this shit, and then right outside of no, this is gangsta motherfuckers, N-word this, N-word that. Like, dude, shut the fuck up, man. You're just using dialogue to try to present something you're not. I would eat Nicki Minaj's ass. Okay, well, here's a question. If you took, well, yeah, Beyonce. We'll go with Beyonce because she's got a nicer ass. So you take Beyonce's ass, right? You think you would eat her ass? So what if you can eat Beyonce's ass, but it has to be on a plate? In other words, you don't get the rest of her. You just get that ass on a plate. They're just going to slice it off, slap it on a plate, blood and all, and you can eat the shit out of it. Would you still want it? Beyonce from your state. Oh, I don't know, man. Hell yeah! I was waiting on it. I knew that shit was coming. Beyonce got a nice ass, man. I'll take it. I will fucking Silence of the Lamb that shit onto a different girl. And roll with it. Oh shit, we cool. Oh goodness. Man, the topics we're getting on, guys. And you know what's funny is I just realized, like, we have a third viewer. So, like, it's us three talking about this shit, but this third viewer's just been on here for a minute. Like, whoa. Like, what are these dudes going on? Oh. Well, we appreciate your views. Like, hopefully you're cool with the situation. Hell yeah. She's from Houston. Is she? I don't know. I never met her. My dad lived in Houston for a while. I never lived in Houston. I've been there a couple times. I didn't like it. Spickville. And you can say what you want about me saying that. I live in Texas, okay? We are on the border. I know the truth about that shit because I experience it every single day. And I'm not going to say anything more than that, but I don't want to hear nothing about me saying spick. You should hear what they call us. Like, literally, they're standing on the border yelling at us right now. That's real shit. We lost our third viewer. Well, we could say. I wonder what ethnicity he was, or is he easily offended by his own ethnicity? I can't even talk right now, guys. I've had too many. So, when's the last time you masturbated? Well, since you're asking. Hey, it's Nightbot. I remember you. What's up, Nightbot? It's going down. Oh, it was Nightbot. You just coming out of nowhere was when's the last time you masturbated? What the fuck, bro? Like, I thought it was either 16 or Showtime asking that shit. I didn't realize it was you. Alright, so, well, let's see, what time is it? No, you missed the conversation earlier about how ugly dicks are and why guys don't just jack off all the time. Like, if our dicks were pretty, we'd never stop. Like, if your dick was pretty, why would you need a woman? Because, like, your dick would soothe that, like, mental part of your brain. You could just look at your dick and be like, oh, you're pretty. Like, you wouldn't need women. And then the whole she-male thing wouldn't be a problem, guys. Like, you go be a she-male. My dick's pretty. Let me check the time. Yeah, an hour and a half. Oh, no. You were talking about last time. Yeah, right. I was looking at the stream. I was like, well, no. I didn't do it right before the stream. That would have been raunchy, wouldn't it? Oh, I got one out. Let me talk to the boys. That's rough. Fuck cuddling. Y'all crazy. Oh, man. Oh, I think I am drunk. I have 2 cigarettes burning at the same time. Yep. That's usually a dead giveaway. Hey. Alright, so guys, I want to talk about something. I want y'all's input, man. So, I was telling you guys before that I made the video earlier, you know, asking the question if Destiny 2 was on purpose, right? I totally just forgot what my fucking question was. You see what happens when we do drunk streams? Like, guys, we don't even play games. We just fucking talk, and then I forget what I'm saying. I was gonna ask for some input from you guys on that shit, and I fucking forgot what the actual question was, because it wasn't that same question. Let one out before every stream. I should, man. Be real chill streams. Next time you guys see me with a stream entitled Chill Stream, you know what's up. That's good stuff. I like how I have people like steadily tuning in and out of the channel, because like I can see the numbers going up and down, and it's people who are looking for like beer and baseball, and they're finding fucking penis talking shit. Like, what the fuck? I think we might need to retitle the stream, guys. Let's do that, cause oh, my phone was dying. My phone just died. Alright, well, never mind. We're not retitling this stream. Is Destiny 2 bad on purpose? Well, yeah, of course, but no, I was gonna ask a question about it. I forgot what it was. Oh, well, in general, like, what do you guys think the chances are that that's what's happening? Is that Destiny's actually just playing the stock market on this? And, like, the whole thing's set up? Because now we hear, and I've looked into it since I made that video, and what's happening with China is Destiny is actually, Bungie is separating from Destiny. And they've contracted out with this like $100 million contract to make this entirely different game with this Chinese game maker. So Bungie's actually abandoning Destiny. They are. There will not be a Destiny 3, at least not made by Bungie. Now, Activision still owns the rights, of course, so what happens, happens, I don't know. But I'm telling you, it feeds right in with my idea that these guys intended on releasing a bad game. They intended on not fixing it till the very end, and then if they're going to fix it at all, it's just going to be to try and bust that stock market gap so they can sell. And then when you put that with the fact that they're abandoning Destiny 3 and that they're moving to China because Chinese players, for some reason, on average, the Chinese player will pay to try and get extra stuff in video games. Like Chinese players, for some reason, like Americans, we like to bitch and say, why are you charging me for this? Why is this emote $10? All this kind of stuff. Over in China, they just buy that shit up. They don't care. And so the fact that a Chinese company is coming out and buying up Bungie is just, it makes complete sense. Yeah. It's all about the money. I explained it in the video. Like, these people do not make games for you to enjoy a video game. That's not why they make games. They make games to make money. And they will do whatever it takes. And if they think a series is at its end, I mean, what's the chances? Seriously, even if the last DLC fixes Destiny, what's the chances of a Destiny 3 of people actually trusting that it's going to be good from the start? Their sales would be horrible. They would be horrible. So they're not even going to fuck with it. They're not even going to do it. I guarantee what's probably going to happen, and if Activision still wants to capitalize off Destiny, they'll wait 3 or 4 years and then do an entirely remastered version of Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 combined with all the fixes and everything, and then sell out on that as a backdoor, and that way Activision can make a ton of profit while Bungie doesn't get shit. Because Bungie's the one that fucked the whole thing up anyways. Activision only is the money. You gotta remember, Activision isn't the company that built this game. They're not. All they did was say, here's a bunch of money, here's an idea, do this, make it good. And Bungie took it, who's the actual game developer, and said, okay, here's what we're gonna do with it. And they totally fucked it up. And so Activision's sitting over here taking all the heat, while Bungie's sitting over here going, well, it's Activision too. Well, no, it's not. It was you. It was 100% you. That's why I'm telling you right now, don't follow these Chinese motherfuckers. Because Bungie's going to China, and they're going to make this new game, and I guarantee they'll try to market it here, and it's going to be garbage. Because Bungie's a garbage company. You don't get bad game after bad game after bad game after bad game. Because it's a really good company, and they're just making a few mistakes. It's the same thing I explained in the video. They don't make mistakes. Their money depends on it. Everything they do is on purpose. Gaming companies stopped making mistakes in their games a long, long time ago. You know, back when we had Nintendos, and if you had gone to the store and bought a Nintendo and stuck the game in and anything about it didn't work, you turned around and took it right back and got a refund. That's when gamers or gaming developers understood how to make a working game. Everything that's been done since then in 20 years has all been on purpose. There's no such thing as a mistake in these type of things. There's billions of dollars resting on these things. They do not allow for mistakes. If a mistake gets made, it gets made once and it's out. Get it out of here. Because it's hurting us. It's hurting the financial bottom line. So you're telling me that all the problems they had in Destiny 1, where they hurt the financial bottom line constantly, they just happened to make the same mistakes in Destiny 2? You know? And I'm sorry, I'm on a rant, guys. Watch the video for the whole thing. I explain it very well in the video. Can I get a cheeseburger? But no, dude, don't talk about food right now, man. I'm drinking, dude. And, like, I haven't eaten since this morning, so, like, because I wanted to drink on an empty stomach, because that's the best way for me to get plastered. I do intend on getting really fucked up. So, 16 Showtime. You guys been on my channel almost every time I've been streaming. You guys are awesome. So if I start getting crazy out of hand, I start saying some shit that's gonna get me in trouble, y'all need to tell me, hey, you're drunk, dude. You need to kill the stream. Like, don't let me fry myself. Because I will talk some shit. Hop on Dying Light. Dude, I'm not so sure I can control it right now. I really don't. I tried to play the other day, like, well, about a week ago. And I was drunk. And I was fucked up. I smoked a fatty. And then I was drunk and I tried to play that shit. And the having to, like, look at the ledge you're jumping at, it's not so bad when you can focus, but when you're fucked up, it's just too much, man. I couldn't do it. So, I know I have, though, I owe you guys an apology, because I know I have promised more Dying Light, and I haven't delivered, which is on me. So, I'll make you guys a deal. If I'll put it down to Showtime and 16, and Nightbot, if you're still on here, I've seen you on here a couple times, I'll consider you one of the guys. Or girls, I don't know you. Might be. But if you guys can choose like a day and time, or just a day, pick a day in the next few days or whatever, and post it in the comments, whatever video, I'll see it. And if you guys can come to like some close of an arrangement on that, then I'll spend a whole day on Dying Light. And we'll see if we can't beat the game in a day. But y'all gotta give me a day, because Dying Light's one of those games, man, if I try and play it, and I get 2 hours into it, and stop, and I don't play every day all the time after that, you start forgetting all the little things. And it just, if you're farther into the game, and you forgot that stuff, it makes the game very difficult to try and, like, adjust back to. So, but yeah, if y'all can come up with a day, just leave a comment and say, hey, you know, this day, this whatever, you know, do it this weekend, or whatever, you know. And then you have my word, if you guys can come to, if 2 out of 3 of y'all are like this day, then that's the day. And I'll do a full live stream that entire day of nothing but Dying Light. Because I know I promised to you guys, I think 2 or 3 times, and I played it the one time, so I owe you guys. I owe you guys, and you ain't getting my cheeseburgers. Damn it, I'm thinking about cheeseburgers now. That's the one horrible thing about living way out in the fucking country. No fast food. You know how much I miss Jack in the Box? Oh, sourdough. Oh my god. You know what I got? I got freezer buns. That's what I got. Would I date an 18-year-old? Wow, man. I don't know. Do I gotta tell my mom? I mean, I'm 34. Like, I mean, you need to rephrase the question. Would I fuck an 18-year-old? Hell yeah. But would I date one? I don't know. She'd have to be honestly, like, yeah, that's legal and all that. But the only reason 18 matters to me at all is I don't want to go to jail. So like, you know, at anything over 18, then it's just about personality, man. If she's got a 30-year-old personality and an 18-year-old body, who the fuck am I to complain, you know? But if she's got an 18-year-old personality and an 18-year-old body, oh, it's 50-50, man. Get the patty melt from Whataburger. Oh, I miss Whataburger. Chicken strips with the gravy. Man, that gravy. Are you serious? I used to get like 2 extra cups of gravy. Like, they'd look at me like I was crazy. But I'd fucking dip everything in the gravy, and then when I was out of shit, I'd be mad, so I'd go to my cupboard, and I'd just get a loaf of bread, and just eat their fucking gravy. Like, that shit's amazing. You put a little salt on it, and their salt, which is like, I don't know what it is about fast food salt that comes in those little packets, but it's 1,000 times stronger than any salt you ever buy, like, at the store. That salt is amazing. I save that salt. Like, I use it when I cook. I do. Because it's so strong. I don't even know how they do that. You prefer bigger boobs or ass? Dude, I'm old school, man. Honestly, for me, it's the legs. Dude, girls got nice legs. I'm all day. All day. Because nice legs means she's not lazy as fuck. That's the first thing you tell about a girl. She got that cottage cheese shit going on her legs, and she's like in her 20s or young 30s. That's a lazy bitch. Like, that's a chick who's been sitting on her ass her whole fucking life. That's the only reason that shit happens. That's why you get that cottage cheese shit on the back of your legs. Is because you're sitting on your fucking ass. So, like, do you really want a chick like that? That, like, is gonna want to sit on her ass every day? If you like that, like, you want a girl who's gonna sit on your ass, man, look for a chick with cottage cheese, man, because that bitch, she'll cook you a meal and then sit with you on the couch and eat it. But if you're looking for a girl to actually, like, experience life with, you don't want that, man. You don't want that. So, like, I don't know. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but yeah, I'm a leg guy. I look at legs. If a girl's got thoroughbred legs, oh, she's got my heart. Like, because I know, like, she's going to take me to another level. Worst mistake guys make is to go after girls that can dominate. Go after girls that, like, oh, she's petite and pretty and cute little thing or whatever. Yeah, that's going to work out well. She's not going to push you at all. I want a fucking gymnast. I wonder if that's why I've dated a lot of ballet chicks. When I think, I was talking to a friend of mine the other night about this. That's why I think about it. I've dated a lot of girls. I've dated ballet instructors. I dated a ballet instructor from Plano, who was also a school teacher when I was 19. She was a Plano school teacher. She was 33 when I was 19, and we started dating. We dated till, like, I was like 22, so, like, we dated, like, for like 4 or 5 years. She was way older than me. She was a ballet instructor. She was amazing. I had sex with that woman on the center bar of her kitchen sink. It don't get no crazier than that. The center bar. Not the fucking sink, not in the sink, not on the counter. The center little thin-ass bar. You tell me how that happens. Like, ballet chicks are amazing. Except for the fact they got nasty feet. You gotta deal with that. This conversation has gone horribly wrong, guys. I don't know what is going on. This was not the intent. Was she screaming? What? Come on, man. I'm not gonna go there with it. If we're talking about the same thing the girl I was just talking about, she's a great girl, man. I probably shouldn't have said what I said already. She was a great girl. She was a lot of fun. We broke up because she tattooed her eyebrows. I swear to God, she tattooed her eyebrows. And I was like, nope, you're a white chick. You can't do that. I was like, I'm out. You look like a fucking clown. Oh, yeah, she tattooed her eyebrows and her lips. She got, like, this stuff that... Apparently girls are doing this now. They can actually tattoo lipstick on their lips. So it's, like, permanent. And they never have to, like, put lipstick on. And she did that. And I'm sure that once the tattoo... You know, I have tattoos. I'm sure that once they healed and calmed down that it would look better. But she looked like a fucking clown. I couldn't deal with it. Like, I don't even remember what I lied to her about. I lied to her and told her it was something else, but yeah, it was bad. James Wilson, what's y'all's penis size? Yeah, James, I don't know why, but I gotta be honest, I think I remember you. And I think you've been in one of my streams before. And I think you started throwing the N-word around and all this kind of stuff. So, I could have you mistaken, and if I do, I'm very sorry. But if you're the same guy I think you are, be very careful because I will block you out so fucking fast. You can ask my other subs on here, the guys who know me on here. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. So, if you're here for that shit. If you're just here to jump in the conversation, that's a crazy fucking start. And bigger than yours. I like how I'm not the only one who had like a weird reaction to that. Appreciate that, guys. That changed my life. You showed me the way. Well, I'm glad I could help, dude. I really am. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's better this way. Oh my goodness. Oh, did you guys drop? Oh, that's rough. Who do I have left? Who do I have left? I knew it. It's the same dude, isn't it? I bet it is. What the fuck? I can't remember. I think the dude that did that last time had like, okay, Sam, you're showing people. Hey, man, preach on, right? That's what I do. Man. Wow. I got one viewer now. Is that you, James? Are you still viewing? Everybody doesn't mind. Man, James, you cleared a fucking room, bro. Alright, well, who do I still have with me? Pop off. Because I'm kind of done playing baseball. So, if we're not talking anymore, then I'm just going to kill the stream. James done come in and killed it with some crazy-ass questions. And the fact that he's responding, I changed my life, tells me it's the same dude. Wow. Talking about that shit. You know what? Yeah, we're going to end that. Alright, well, I had fun, guys. Sorry that dickhead showed up and killed shit. Get a PlayStation. Hey, 16's still here. Okay. See, how are two of you guys? I don't know, man. This YouTube thing is not working because I only show one viewer. But yeah, there's two of y'all talking, so I don't know what's actually going on. Get a PlayStation Eye. We want to see you do tricks. You know, I actually think I have like one of those little cameras somewhere. But dude, you don't want to see me. I'm an old nasty infantry guy. I'm just skinny white dude. Although I have thought about getting a camera, but then my thought process was like, if I get a camera, then I have to make sure I keep this room clean. Because if I'm gonna stream, you don't want like fucking beer bottles and shit laying around. That'd be fucking crazy. Yes, we do. Well, alright. You guys asked for it. If you really want it, I will, fuck, man. Well, how much is it? Because if I'm going to actually buy one for the PlayStation, I'll get online tomorrow, and I'll buy a camera, and I'll buy a little screen thing to go behind me, so you guys don't have to look at my ugly ass. Or, like, my ugly walls. I have, like, brown walls. Shit brown. Ugly. Kind of tired of looking at that horsey thing. Alright. Yeah, and I know, like, I've actually had people tell me that it's amazing that I have as many subscribers as I do when I don't have a camera. And so when you think about that, maybe if I had a camera, I'd have twice as many. Who knows? But horse gun. Yeah. Well, it was back when I was doing Division, so it kind of made sense. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So, okay, you know what? Well, no, my phone died. Tomorrow, I'll get online. And I'll look into cameras and see what it'll cost me to get a good cam. Because I don't want to get some piece of shit. And then you guys get to look at my blurry ass. But alright. I'll warn y'all, man. I start putting my face on this motherfucker, dude, you guys aren't going to be able to say a word, dude, because it's going to be filled with chicks. It's just going to be filled with it. And I'm not even kidding. I'm pretty. No, but there is something about me that until girls get to know me, they really like me. So, once they get to know me, they fucking hate me. But until then, when they just see me, there's something about me. I'm not even that good looking, but there's something about me that draws attention. So, if I do this, I'm telling you, the channel's gonna get a bunch of weird shit on it. Because women are weird, especially online girls. They're really weird. PlayStation camera costs like 30 bucks. Okay, so if I buy like a $100 one, I'm sure they have like upgraded versions. So if I buy like a $100 one, that should be like a really fucking good one. Because, like, we've learned our lesson on spending low money on this shit. If we're going to do it, let's do it right. We learned our lesson on the Scuff. And we actually spent more money on the Scuff. But the higher quality, more PlayStation-oriented product was the Razer, and we spent less money on it. So that kind of makes some sense. But anyways, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it big. Oh, yeah, and homie just got paid, so... So, alright, yeah, $59, that's not bad. Yeah, I'll get online. Should I go on Amazon, or should I go, like, directly to PlayStation? Because I have, like, Amazon Prime or whatever, so I can get, like, real fast delivery and all that shit. You use RO Chrome with your PS4? It used to come. Yeah, I used to, until they figured out they could make money go with Amazon. Alright, yeah, I'll get on Amazon tomorrow. I need to order Targets anyways, so I'll get on Amazon tomorrow and I'll order a camera. How far is GameStop? Oh, fuck, man. Like, probably Abilene, which is 30 minutes to an hour. That shit's a long ways away. When you consider where I live and what I drive, like, one trip to Abilene cost me quite a bit of money in gas. I could end up spending more money on gas than on the camera. But I have a Beast Mobile, so it's fine. You know where Kaufman is? I've heard of it. I don't think I've been there. But yeah, Amazon. Okay. Yeah, I'll get on Amazon tomorrow, guys, and I'll get us a camera. And you guys can stare at my ugly mug. I'm telling you, you guys are just gonna be like, oh my god, how does this dude not having sex with everybody? That's what you're gonna think. That's how pretty you are. No, you're not. You're gonna take one look at me and be like, this fucking criminal. This tattooed, fucking nasty dude, no, we have a problem. We have a problem with the camera. I remember the other reason I didn't get a camera. Y'all, I smoked that green. I can't do that shit on camera. And, like, I do that while I'm streaming. So, like, and I live in Texas, so, you know, that shit ain't legal yet. Get my ass thrown in jail. I don't think I can do a camera. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. How to handle that. I mean, I guess I'll just have to keep it off screen or whatever. Like, you just see a smoke cloud just going across the screen. I don't know what that is. I'm telling you, that's what it would be. When I say I sit around, play video games, and stream all day, every day, that's mixed with green all day, every day. Like, that's what I do now. So, yeah, I forgot about that. That probably is going to be an important part of how I'm going to have to stream. I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. Duck your head. Every 5 minutes. You guys can probably already hear, like, every now and then, but... yeah. I don't advertise it, and I'm only even talking about it because there's only a couple of y'all in here, and I know who two of you are specifically, so where you get your weed from. Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna spill that. Well, if you must know, there's this little Daikini baby who comes by my house. He's about 3 years old. His name's Ralph. He comes to my house, and he doesn't say anything. His name's Ralph. I only know that because he has it pinned to the front of his fucking shirtless chest. And he comes in and he shits on my coffee table. And the only reason I don't beat his ass and throw him out my front door is because he drops off a fucking half a pound of weed every time he does it. Ralph's fucking awesome. That's where I get my weed. Where do you get yours? I tell you what really trips me out. My old weed dealer, who I had to get rid of because was a heroin dealer. Like, this motherfucker was dealing heroin. I was buying my weed from him. He kept trying to get me to like try other shit. And I'm like, nah, man. I was like, I just want you green. I don't fuck with nothing else. That was rough. That was some rough shit. But yeah. You don't play with those people, and they get mad when you stop buying from them too. Get one of those cool bongs. I got a bunch of those cool bongs. They will not be getting any airtime, man. They're all used. You can show bongs on YouTube and shit, but you can't show one if it's been used. Because once it's been used, it's no longer considered glassware. It's then considered paraphernalia. What's a hookah? It's pretty much an India bong. It's a bong from India. They smoke like flavored tobacco. We used one, like, because they're in Iraq. I don't know why, but soldiers are fucking stupid. And so, like, we ordered, like, a bunch of soldiers were ordering these hookahs in Iraq. I think it was kind of like, you know, we can't drink out there or anything like that, so, like, it was a way to get high or something, I don't know. But we looked into it, and hookahs aren't even from Iraq. They're not even part of that culture. Like, they have nothing to do with it. I just remember that shit. Like, our colonel was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What's a hookah? Vape. I actually have, dude, I have a couple vaporizers. I have 3 of them. I have a competition vaporizer. It cost me like almost $400. And like, I can literally cloud an entire room with one tug on that fucking thing. It's got 3 lithiums in it. I'm always afraid it's gonna blow up in my hands. It's fucking crazy. I quit using them, though. I don't know. I moved away from Fort Worth, and like I used to go to this vape place in Fort Worth, and like there was a hot chick there I'd hang out with, and so like I had a reason to do it. And I don't know, cigarettes just became easier again. Said fuck it. See, I think y'all's comments are coming in, like, behind the conversation, because I have no clue what that's about. I don't know what I was saying. And I'm just blabbing. Like, you gotta remember, mine's the only voice I hear. Well, most of them. Oh, I think it's crack. It's time to crack another. That's great. Are cigs addictive? Is heroin addictive? I'd put them about on equal plane. I have literally, personally seen, I didn't pay for it. I didn't buy it.
But I have seen a girl prostitute herself out to get a pack of smokes. Because she didn't have money for cigarettes. So, you tell me. Anyone who doesn't smoke, I'm like 100%. Don't even fucking touch them. Don't get near them. Don't let them get near you. If they get a hold of you, they don't let go. And I'm 100% anti-cigarette. With that said, I've been smoking since I was 14. So, like, I've quit probably 5-6 times. Some of those times for over a year at a time. At this point, I smoke. I am addicted. I know I'm addicted to cigarettes. I'm not trying to gloss that. But I don't smoke because I'm addicted. I've come to the conclusion in my mind that, hey, I don't really give a fuck. I smoke because I enjoy it. Do you know how to cook? I'm from Texas, bro. I can shoot a deer, skin a deer, cook a deer. Without question. That's shit we get taught, like, as little kids. How to feed yourself if the world goes wrong. Don't you know we got a bunch of conspiracy theorists for dads down here? Like, all of our fathers are like, these fucking governments, we gotta learn how to kill our own food. Fuck their shit, these markets putting shit in our food. I have actual friends down here, because I live out in the country. And when I say country, I mean I can walk out on my front porch and take a piss and not have to worry about anybody seeing it. Do we catch a cook? See, I think one of y'all mentioned that before. And I actually do live, like, right on a lake. And I can just literally walk right out and go fishing. But I wouldn't even know how to do that. I like your dad voice. Walk out naked. Dude, I have. Dude, you understand, like, okay, here's a prime example. This is how out in the country I live. So, a lot of times when I'm streaming, you guys are just going to have to deal with it. I'm sitting in my underwear, right? Because I'm in my house, I'm by myself, I live alone. There's no reason for me not to be sitting in my underwear. Why? I want to spend an extra $100 a month on AC. Like, I can turn that shit down 10 degrees or 5 degrees or whatever and just sit in my fucking underwear. But when it's like 1 o'clock in the morning and my dog needs to go out, I'm in the middle of a live stream, I don't want to get up, go put on a bunch of clothes and go take my dog out. So I'll literally just throw on my house shoes, I'm in my fucking underwear, I'll walk out my front yard and hook my dog up. I don't give a fuck. Walk back in. I've done that in the middle of the day. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm out here in the country. We're outside of city limits. We don't have any city statutes or laws. My neighbor lives 2 houses down. About once a week, he'll go out in his backyard and just literally start shooting his M16 in fully automatic, which is illegal in the state of Texas, but he's outside of city limits, and sheriff's department won't enforce. Scares the piss out of me every time he does it. Takes me right back. Because I'm sitting in my living room, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden, brrr, like, what the fuck? It's my neighbor. He's shooting cans with a goddamn automatic. How many acres? Me personally, my land that I own is just under a half an acre. So like I have a little house, like my house is just a little 2-bedroom, but my actual property is like 4 times the size of like the little house property. So like I have a lot, my front yard's fucking huge, we'll put it that way. My front yard's huge, it's like 2 giant front yards put together. And then you have the main street that runs out in front. Is your neighbor cool? It depends on which one. Like the house right next to mine that I keep trying to buy and they won't sell it's actually bigger than mine, but it's like right behind my house. And it sucks because, like I said, my front yard, left and right of my house, is nothing but pasture, and like it's huge open area. And like you literally can't even see another building. All you see is tree lines way off in the distance, and like a little hill mountain area, and then sunset and all that shit. Like my porch is fucking pretty, y'all. That's why I bought the place. Is because someday I'm gonna be 80 years old, sitting in a rocking chair on my front porch, and I'm going to wish I had what I have. And so I already have it. So hopefully, the place is paid for as long as I pay my taxes. Hey. And the taxes on this place, this is the great thing about living in the country. If y'all don't pay taxes on your property, ask your parents how much they are. They're probably paying in the thousands, at least, per year. My taxes on this place are like $450 a year. That's it. As long as I come up with $450 a year, I'll own this property for the rest of my life. And my disability alone, like just one of my disabilities easily covers that. My VA stuff, VA disabilities. I hate saying that because I don't feel disabled. But when they tell you you're crazy, and they're like, we're going to pay you money because we say you're crazy. You take their money, right? What are you, crazy? Like, oh, what a good one. Have you watched Hill? Oh, the Hills Have Eyes. No, I don't do horror movies, man. At all. Ever. At all. I highly dislike horror movies. I don't know why, but there's something about it. Why I don't, maybe it's because I've seen some of the crazy stuff I've seen in my life. Like, I've seen people hacked up in real life. And, like, like, it's the same, I don't know, I guess it's the same theory. Like, it's the same reason I won't go on, like, I don't go to Six Flags. Because I don't give a shit about roller coasters. I have no interest in going on. Why scare yourself on purpose? Why put yourself through a traumatic event on purpose just to get a little adrenaline? There's so many other ways to do that. What if you have a child you don't know about? I already think I do. It's crazy. There's this girl who, I guess I can use first names. Her name's Lori. And we dated in high school, right? Just to kind of give you backstory. We dated in high school, and then when I first came back from Iraq, before I went to college, when I first came back, you know, hometown boy, fresh back from combat. Every girl there that remembered me from high school wanted to fuck. Like, I don't know why. Like, I was just kidding about how pretty I am. I'm not that good looking. But every girl wanted to fuck. It was nuts. And, like, Lori was one of them. And so we did, right? Of course, whatever, old school. And so, and it was cool, and I didn't talk to her after that. Like, I think we had a few phone calls after that. It wasn't a bad thing, but we just didn't talk after that. And then I went to college, ROTC, all that good stuff. And then I get out, and I'm back in the neighborhood, right? And so I'm over at an old friend's, chick Lindsay's house. And who should show up with her kid? And I'm like, I start talking to this kid. Number one, this kid looks exactly like me. Like, if you mixed me and Lori, that's our kid. Like, she looks exactly like me. But even more, so I told you guys my brother has like a 160-something IQ. I wasn't making that up. Like, he really does. He's been tested. He's one of those people that, like, he was too smart for his own good, and it did something wrong. That mixed with the abuse he went through, like, it really fucked him up. And so, like, but I come from that type of genetics, and, like, my IQ was tested at the same time. I think I came out of, like, 138 or something like that, which is just a little bit above average. So I'm a little bit above average. I'm a pretty smart dude. I'm not a genius, but I get 2 and 2 is 5, right? So, like, this girl is like that. Like, she's real smart for her age, which I was real smart for my age. I'm getting stupider as stupider. I think that's a word. I'm getting dumber as I get older. And so, like, I was exactly like that. Like, I was a really smart kid. I made straight A's as a kid. I was all that kind of good stuff. I was a Tiger Scout. And so, anyways, I meet this kid. She looks just like me. She's incredibly smart. I start talking to Lori. Her age lines up perfectly with when me and Lori hooked up the last time, which there was no protection. I've never used protection in my entire life. Crazy, right? I'm from Texas. But she looks like me. She's intelligent. And then I talk to Lori and find out who she says the dad is. No fucking way. The dad's a fucking idiot. Like, this guy's a dumbass. Like, Lori's a pretty smart girl. Like, she was a straight A student in high school and all that good stuff. But the dad that she's talking about is a complete idiot. There's no way that this is a kid. So I think I do. Sorry that was like a 10-minute answer, but I think I do. I think I have a kid. But I asked Lori, I was straight up with her, I was like, you need to tell me. I was like, I'm not trying to bombard, I won't even get involved if you don't want me to, but you need to tell me. And she swore up and down, no, I promise you, it's not your kid. Okay. Why would I do that? Like, she's not trying to get anything out of me. I don't know the kid's got a good life. Lori's a great mom. Like, I've spent a lot of time around them. I know her kids know me very well. They give me hugs every time they see me and all that good stuff. But, yeah, I do kind of wonder. It's kind of funny. Oh, man. We're getting personal tonight, guys. What are you talking about? See, this is why we you know, I mentioned, I think a few weeks ago, I mentioned, like, doing a stream where we did something like this, where we just have a conversation. Because I'm telling you, especially if there was another person talking, because right now people are tuning in, and it's fucking them up a little bit, because they have to read what you guys are writing, and then listen to what I'm saying, and line the two up, because they're not coming in at the same time. You're writing something, and then to them, 10 seconds later, I'm talking about it. You are the father. Well, I don't know, man. We'll see. If I get a phone call in 20 years, Dad, I'm going to be like, oh, shit. I'll be one of those guys. Do you know how bad Santa I am? Like, you don't even know. If I get that camera and you guys see me, you're going to be like, right away, that's the first thing you're going to think. You're going to be like, this is fucking Bad Santa. We're looking at Bad Santa live. Like, that's the guy. I'm that guy. Like I don't give a fuck. I say whatever I want. I'll fuck a fat chick. I'm always drinking. I'm always smoking. I'm always doing something rough. I don't give a shit what I look off. And if you got something to say about it, go fuck off. I just don't care. I already put my life on the line for you fucks. I get to do what I want with it now. Sorry that was a little rainy, but yeah, you guys get the point. So I'll warn you, like, I'm a real life Bad Santa, pretty much. Except for, even though the weed, I guess, breaks the law, I'm not really a criminal. I mean, I guess I am. Am I a criminal? Because I smoke weed and it's against the law. Does that make me a criminal? Maybe I should start sagging. Gangbangers. I shouldn't talk shit. When I was like 14, this guy Richard moved to my town. I know, same name, right? Back then my name wasn't Richard though, it was Paul. Whole nother story. My name has been changed like 3 times. Legally. It's weird, YouTube shows your subscription. It's weird, YouTube shows your subscription. I'm not sure what you mean. Like the channels I subscribe to? I was gonna say, cause it should. Like, I activate that. That way you guys can know what I'm into. Because, like, I'm not just video games. That's why I've been, like, talking about, like, having this, kind of what we're doing right now, this conversation stream. Is because, like, I see all the channels you sub to. Yeah, because you'll see on there, like, you'll notice, like, my music. I'm real into, like, MGK and shit like that. And, like, I'm trying to think of what else I even watch on there. But, yeah, it's just kind of, like, I could deny that. I could turn that off where y'all couldn't see that. But when I was going through those options, I thought, you know, if I'm going to have subs, I'm not sponsored. I'm not one of these guys who's like, buy this, buy that. I give real opinions. I talk real shit. And I expect you guys to do the same. Megan's Lyrics is awesome. That chick is great. She does the actual lyric videos for a lot of your popular artists. And before she starts doing videos on a new artist, she'll actually do a survey and say, do you guys want to hear this artist? And like she just did one over some new chick that sings. I forget what her name was. And like 70% of people were like, no, don't put that on your channel. So like she's real cool. That's the reason I have her on here. She's real cool. But yeah, I left that open because I figured my channel is more about like subs who want to get to know me. I want to get to know them. They like video games. They like the games I'm into. They like talking shit about the games I'm into, talking shit about, or whatever it may be. I mean, Brutalism, the Guru. You watch him? Yeah. Well, I did. I used to be real into the NBA games until this recent one was just so bad that I couldn't even do it anymore. Like, I've done a couple videos on it, and it's so boring to even play. It's not even worth talking about. But Brute is one of the best at getting the correct information about that kind of stuff out. Like, he doesn't just jump on YouTube and blah, 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 blah. Like Agent does. Agent is a lot of fun. Agent's videos are just kind of fun. He's kind of a crazy dude. I started watching his videos when I first started doing the 2K stuff. And so I've just kind of stuck with Agent because he does a lot of fun videos. He kind of makes fun of himself, and he's cool about that. I see you love 2K. No, I hate 2K. I can't stand it. That's why you don't see it on my channel anymore. Like, the only thing you'll see is every now. I was gonna be like, if I remember correctly, when I first started, all I was gonna do was Call of Duty and 2K. So I would have two communities. I would have the Call of Duty community and the NBA 2K community, and those were the two I was gonna deal with. And the reason my channel branched out and I just started doing every video from whatever game was mainly because of how bad 2K was. It was so bad, and I was like right in the middle of starting this channel, and I'm like, how the fuck am I going to do this? Because I expected it to be huge, you know, with the park and all that kind of crap. So it was a major letdown, and that's why we are where we are today. That's why things have gone the way they have. Which I gotta say, man, it seems like we're growing. Like, it's not leaps and bounds or anything like that. But I will say the jump from like 25, 30 subs to over 50 happened in like just a couple weeks. When getting up to like 20 subs took like months. So, I don't know. You never know. We might be on a roll here, boys. There's no money to be made. I mean, the best thing that's going to happen for anybody is YouTube decides to monetize my videos. And then that just means half of my videos will be fucking bleeped out. I curse too much for that shit. But no, yeah, that's why I left all that shit where you guys could see it. It's just so you can kind of get to know me a little bit better. I'm weird, man. I'm a weird dude, but there's people who are just like me, who are just weird, and they don't need to like go out and be like, hey, everybody, look at me, I'm weird, I have weird things about me. Like, just if you get to know me, you will find out. You're entertaining unlike those other streamers. Thank you. I'll say that first and foremost. Thank you. With that said, a lot of those other streamers, you gotta understand they're bought and paid for. If you think for half a second that the billion-dollar players who are running Fortnite are not giving Ninja, who they are bankrolling, a script and telling him, you need to stick to this, don't get outside of this, don't talk about these games, don't talk about Fortnite in this way. If you don't think he's getting a script with his paycheck, what are you talking about? Like, that's what these people are doing. And so I don't so much blame them so much as that's the market. Like, if you want to get paid for doing what I'm doing right here, you got to say what the people with the money tell you to say. And I don't want to do that. That's why this channel will never be sponsored or anything like that. Although I have reached out to Razer because I'm trying to get some free shit. And I'm like, hey, I just wrote an email, and I was like, hey, your product's really good. I enjoy using it, and I'd like to use more of it on my live stream channel. And they wrote me back, and they told me, they gave me a personal email for some management people they have. And they said they want me to contact them about future streaming possibilities, is how they worded it. So I don't know if they looked at my channel and was like, oh, okay. I wouldn't think so. I think they look at my channel and be like, this dude curses way too much for us to put a Sony-sponsored product on it. So it probably never happened. But I did reach out to them, and they did hit me back. So I thought that was kind of cool. We'll see where that goes. I'm in the middle of preparing an email to send to their management team, because I don't want to just write some bullshit and be like, here's my idea, fuck you. Like, at this point, if they're actually going to put me, I mean, it may just be some runaround, but if they're actually going to put me in contact with their management team and specifically say, okay, let's look into streaming opportunities. And they gave me actually 2 different emails, one for an actual individual who I'm supposed to get in contact with, who I've emailed yesterday and I'm waiting to hear back from. And then another one that's an actual management team that represents their streaming stuff or whatever. And so the fact that they responded with both of those tells me that they either have a program for people who want to do this sort of thing, or they actually did, because I gave them my YouTube channel and they actually did look at it and say, you know, he curses a lot or whatever it is, and say, but we can get past that. Let's look at what we can do. So I don't know. That's straight up. That's the truth, guys. That's where it stops. There's nothing more than that. I haven't heard back any more than that. I'm waiting. But I think it would be really cool. Like it's like I said before. If Scuf offered me $1 million to sponsor me, of course I'd take it. But then I'd take their money and lie about it. But Razer, we've already had the conversation. It's a great product. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'd be proud to sponsor that because it's a real product. It's really doing what it says it will do. You know. So I'd have no issue with that whatsoever. Even if they just sent me a free controller every now and then for me to talk good about their product. Hey, as long as the controller stays good, I'm good. I see you're picking on liking videos. I'm assuming you're being realistic, so yeah, actually I am. It's got to be like, it's got to say what I'm trying to say. If it doesn't speak my language, because you got to understand, that's why, like, us subs, that's why, like, I need to gripe at you guys. And I really can't, because I love you guys, and I'm glad you're here. But y'all got to start liking my videos, man. Like, because those likes are what get views. You got to understand, like, every time a video gets a like, it gets a replay. It gets moved to the front of the line. So say on your YouTube channel, right? Not your channel, but your YouTube. When you log into your account on YouTube, what happens is you see, so look, you're looking at Destiny videos, and you want to see the most recently uploaded Destiny videos. 2 things are going to come into play there. One is, who are you subscribed to? So whoever you're subscribed to, of course, you're going to see their newest content. But what you're also seeing is some people, if you'll notice, some of them, if you look at the recently uploaded stuff, will be people that you're not subscribed to. And what this is it's people with videos that are like, say you're looking at Destiny with people, your channels that you're subscribed to. These are other people who are broadcasting Destiny or putting up Destiny videos who you may not be subscribed to, but that people have hit like on their video. And that's how your video gets replayed. That's how it gets to a bigger market, and that's why subs are always begging, please like my video. Sub, yeah, because sub gets the marketers. You get 100,000 subs, you can go to YouTube and get a contract and start making money. Because every one of your videos, every 30 seconds, they'll put a commercial in. You guys smoothly possible controller on the market. Yeah, see, you could be my spokesdude. You just tell me what to say. We already got a team. We're ready to go. But yeah, that's the whole thing, guys. That's why subs are like, please like my video. Having a lot of subs gets you the contracts, gets you the marketing, because the people who want their products advertised see that a lot of people have subbed to you. A lot of people will see your video, whether they watch it or not. It lets them reach a bigger crowd. And then once you start get the likes rolling in, that's when your video will go to an even bigger crowd. So when you have someone like Ninja, and I hate to keep using this dude, I don't mean to throw him under the bus in any way, let him do his thing, he's making bank, good for him. But when you get guys like this, like what's happening, he's being marketed. And so like his channel, they boosted the shit out of his sponsorship. There's YouTube videos about how Ninja made it to where he is. And it was so fast and so paid for. It's insane. It's never been done before. At least not for a YouTuber. It's just crazy to see something like this done for a YouTuber. And so the whole thing's been bought and paid for, and so they marketed him to boost his sub level. They bought his username, all this kind of stuff. Like his username didn't used to be Ninja. And literally within 3 weeks of his contract, I watched the YouTube video on it. Within like the first 3 weeks of his contract, his sub count went from like, I think he had 100,000 to like over 1 million within a couple weeks. It was crazy. And it was because he had the company backing him up, and they're like pushing it through other advertising opportunities. And so it's not just, hey, come look at Fortnite, it's, hey, come look at Ninja on Fortnite. Which gains those subs, which gains those likes, which gains that viewership. And that's the reason every time he posts a bullshit video of him building some fucking stupid-ass tower, he gets 1 billion views. That's how that works, guys. Sorry, I'm sure you guys already knew that, and I probably explained that for no reason, but I'm drinking, so you get to hear it. But yeah, that's how it works. So, like my videos, man! What the fuck? Y'all know I don't care. I don't care. As long as I know somebody's watching at some point. Like, if I post a video, what hurts my feelings if I post a video and it gets no views. Nobody clicks on it. Because that doesn't tell me I made a bad video. I don't care about that. I made plenty of bad videos. That tells me that I made a bad title. And it's so easy to come up with a title. That if I made a bad title, that means I'm an idiot. So all those videos that you see in my videos that have no views are because I'm a fucking idiot. And I couldn't come up with a better title than Destiny Solo Grind. I liked it. I appreciate it, guys. I really do. I'm just kidding. You guys don't really have to do that. I'm just thankful you guys show up. I think that's fucking awesome. And the more, here's the thing, the more you guys that we get to show up like this, just in streams like this, where like, yeah, I really need to retitle this thing. I'm sure we're getting people coming in who are like, this dude's not playing baseball at all, what the fuck? Like, there goes one right now. But, I'm sure we're getting a lot of those, but that's fine. I need to retitle the video. But if we get a lot more people like this, what I'll do is I'll open a party chat. And I will bring you guys in live stream in the middle of a party chat. And that way everybody's voice is heard. And don't get me wrong, we need to figure out who, for at least the first one, we need to figure out who would be in it. Destiny 2 live solo grind. Yeah, like, I'm so inventive. Man, I'm so fucking inventive. Like, my shit is real. I don't know, there's something to me, and it may be just to me, and it's probably a total screw up, because there are like rules that you're supposed to follow when you're titling your videos if you really want to get views. But to me, there's something with just being real and just being like, this is what I'm doing. If you want to watch me do it, come watch me do it. You know, this is what we're talking about. Which right now, I guess we're breaking that rule. We're lying. What the fuck was it? What's that, James, you almost killed my channel last time, bro. I'm hoping you're here politely. You hadn't said anything bad, and I don't mean to call you out, but I know it was you last time. So I hope you really have changed your ways. I hope you're really cool. And if you are, man, welcome to the channel, and I would ask that the other subs welcome you with open arms, as long as you approach courteously. Was that politically correctly put? Don't come in fucking around, dude. Oh, man. Just because you had a bad start doesn't mean you can't have a good ending. Y'all ever been to Korea? on 16. Oh, man. What's happening, man? The beer's slowing down a little bit. Yeah, I think we did. And maybe that's all it was. Maybe it was just a bad start. Which can happen. I'm opinionated. That's kind of what this channel is. But at the same time, guys, that's why I keep referring back to this whole, like, let's do a discussion channel. Like, maybe even start a whole new channel. It's not that hard to do. And it'll just be a discussion channel. And I'm telling you, you'd be surprised how many people will tune in just to hear a group of people who have agreed to openly discuss some random crazy-ass topic. It's insane. It's insane how many people will actually do it. You think there's no reason podcast of just random people talking, especially celebrities, of course, is gone crazy? Why all of them are doing it? Why you're seeing all these famous people on podcasts? It's because people really want to hear real conversations, because all they're getting from the news is this side or that side. And I'm not even just talking politics, I'm talking everything. From the sexes to the types of sexes to language to racism to all of it. Rarely do people get to hear an actual... I'm not talking about, oh, I need everybody to hear my point of view. I'm saying rarely do people get to hear two people who may not be 100% educated on such subjects, who may just be... this is my life experience type shit, like most of us are, have an open conversation and explain each other's points. You know what I mean? Or explain their own points or whatever in an open environment. It just doesn't happen. So I think live discussions, yeah, I think it would be a great idea. I really do. And I mean, the thing is, you can't really do it with one or two people. I need a group. Because if I get two of us, here's the thing, you got to think about it from a politically advanced, wide open. And James, I'm not ignoring you. I just don't want to stop my train of thought, or I'll forget what I'm saying. I will come right back to you. And I just forgot what I was saying. Fuck it. Just do a live discussion. Yeah. I just think people would really be open. We need more people. That's what I was saying. You can't really do it with two people, or even really three, because you end up... people will automatically, if there's less than 5 people, you have to have an enormously negative number. And I don't mean negative as in not, like, happy. I mean negative as in not positive. The way the statistics work on this type of thing, you have to have 5 people for others outside of the group to believe that the group is unbiased. This is the reason that you have, like, the Fox newscast has always had the Fox at 5, the 5 at 5, or whatever it is, and all this. They've tapped into this market. This is the reason Fox has got the #1 viewership out of all the news networks right now, even though their shit is crazy. It's because they've tapped into this market, the 5 at 5. It's the biggest news market there is right now. So you got to have at least 5 people if you're going to have an open discussion. Right now we have 3, maybe 4. James, and now I'll read what you wrote. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you off. I'm not going to lie, I was wasted and don't remember what I said. Totally fine, dude. Totally fine, 100% forgiven. 100% forgiven. I'm getting wasted right now. I may say some shit that's going to offend all y'all. Hopefully tomorrow, if I get on a live stream, you guys will forgive me. But see, being open, no problem, dude. Don't even worry about it. The only thing we ask is be cool from here on out. That's all. And if you are drunk, let us know first. Just come on first and be like, hey, I'm drunk. I want to talk some shit. Can I talk shit? And I'll be like, yeah, I'm drunk too. Let's talk some shit. And we'll talk shit. But yeah, this makes me happy. So I don't know. Okay, so tomorrow I need to look in the camera. And then... now, Showtime, I need to be honest with you guys. Like, and 16, I need your input on this also. And James, if you're going to be in here, man, you might as well get involved. I need y'all's input. Like, would y'all be willing to do that? Would you be willing to come on, like, an actual voice chat and have a conversation about said topic? And this is a question you have to ask yourself. Can you do that without becoming enraged? And when I mean by enraged, I don't mean mad. Everybody's going to get mad. Everybody's going to feel like their opinion's being attacked. That's half the fun. If you don't have that, nobody's going to watch that shit. Nobody wants to hear 5 people agree. You know what I'm saying? But I need to know, and the other people in the group will need to know, that you can come into the conversation, disagree, even get mad about it, and not go, well, fuck you, you faggot, you stupid bitch, or something like that. So that's going to be on you guys, because I guarantee you the first time you do it, I love you guys. You guys are my subs. James, you're new, but 16 at Showtime, you guys know you're like my primary 2 subs. You guys know this. Even though if y'all came into this and it turned into one of those FU N-word type things, you're out. Like, I'll cut you right out. Because I won't do that. Because that would ruin it right off the bat. James, I don't have a camera. I was talking to Showtime in 16 earlier. I'm going to get on Amazon tomorrow and look at ordering one. I just never really figured anybody want to see my ugly face. But if we're going to do this live stream type thing, we kind of probably should do something like that. And I'm going to have to figure out how to live stream like a live picture. I got a little research to do, because I think the best way to do it is probably through PlayStation, the way I am doing it. Although, I mean, I have my computer. I guess I could buy a new computer. I need to. The thing is, I'm worried my computer that I have right now, I don't think would work. The Gunther died with his PS4. I don't know what happened to Gunther. He was here. No, he was here earlier because he commented on one of my videos earlier. I forgot about Gunther. I bet he'd get in on it. You have to go to PlayStation Room. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check into that, and like, you guys are giving me homework, man. Well, I'll promise you this. Tomorrow I will get online and I'll look at a camera. And I'll order a camera tomorrow. I just want to make sure I get a good one. I don't want to buy some cheap piece of shit. And depending on how much it costs, I'll get it overnighted or whatever. It's like, if the camera's less than $50, it'll probably cost me like $40 to get it overnighted. I'll just get it overnighted. That'll be no big deal. When it comes to the PlayStation Room, I don't even know what that is, so I'll have to Google. I'll have to look that out and check it. But I don't know. The other thing I would say, guys, is that if you're serious about doing this, because here's the thing. We can get 5 of us together, and we could do a little conversation. I mean, right now, we could probably get 5 people together. We got Showtime, we got 16, we got James, if he's down. We got Gunther, if we can figure out a way to get him online again, I guess. I don't know what's going on with him. And then me. I mean, that's 5 people right there. But here's the thing. If it's just us 5 talking, I'm not sure how well that... We need some type of boost. There's a YouTube phenomenon where if someone tunes into a channel that's live streamed, no matter what's happening on that live stream, it doesn't really matter. If there's one other person watching that live stream, that person, the person that just tuned in, is twice as likely to stay on that live stream than to flip off and just try to go to the next one. That's a real statistic. So when we're talking about doing this, guys, if we get 5 of us together, that's great. But we got to figure out a way to push it out to an audience to stream it out. Because otherwise, it's just a group of people talking for no fucking reason. So, but tomorrow I'll buy the camera. I'll look into the Playroom. The camera thing I think I need to do for my channel either way. I think you guys are right. Probably is time to say goodbye to the unicorn and say hello to my ugly mug. But I'm gonna get a screen and all that shit. I want to. If I'm gonna do it, it's gonna be done right. I'm not gonna just have that like camera looking up my nose like some guys do. I've seen some of these YouTubers where they just have the camera like on the front of their PlayStation or whatever. I guess it clips on, and they don't really adjust it, so you like are looking up the bottom of their shorts and shit. Like, we're not gonna have that. If I'm gonna do it, it's gonna look good. And that'll mean I'll have to bring a PC in here. Yeah, we will rest in peace the unicorn. But man, like I'm going through it in my head, and like it's gonna be fine being on camera on like a good day when it's like, hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? But like on a bad day when I'm pissed off and I'm throwing shit, like I'm not sure that's gonna be so great. Oh man, I think it could be fun though. Like, I mean, hell, we spent the last 3 hours talking about nothing. And I don't have my phone in front of me. Can one of you guys look on the video and see how many views it has? Yeah, well, if you do a conversational thing, that is the thing, Showtime. If you do a conversational thing, you have to have a schedule. You have to have, okay, we do it, every Friday, every Saturday, or every 4th day of the month, whatever it may be. You have to have some type of schedule, because a conversational type thing like that is going to, if you hope to get viewership from it, if you hope it to actually turn into something, you have to do it on a regular basis. And don't get me wrong, I'm not asking you guys to commit to anything crazy like that. You got a job now, bitches. Thanks for subbing. Nah, it ain't like that. The point is to get it started, and then you don't have the same people every time. Nobody wants to hear the same people talk every time. But you start flipping them out. You start subbing out a few people here and there. You start saying, the original idea was to have, say, 3 people, right? 3 people start a conversation in a stream, right? And then people will come into the stream, and they'll be viewing the stream, and they'll be posting comments. And as they're posting comments, if we get a comment in there, and we're like, well, this comment actually has theory behind it, or it's not just a fuck you comment. It actually seems like it might have some type of basis. Or we're just like, wow, this is so crazy, we got to talk to the person who feels this way. That gives us the opportunity to actively say, all right, what's your username? Let's bring you on live. And if they have a mic, they can literally come on right then and there in the middle of the conversation and express their opinion. And anybody who thinks that people don't want to express their opinion openly to an open public, where the hell do you live? Like, that's what people love to do. They love to express their opinion. I'm a prime example. What do you think YouTubers are? I'm not even really a YouTuber. I'm a live streamer. But I do my opinion videos because I enjoy doing that. People enjoy putting their opinion out there. So the idea was to have a comment section. People are commenting as they're listening to the conversation, watching the conversation, whatever it may be. And then if one of those comments is like, hey, let's see what this is about, you can literally do what no other podcast or live chat is doing. Although it is something that radio stations used to fall back on, used to have entire hours dedicated to. It's taking calls. But instead of just taking calls from some random motherfucker, so you gotta hire somebody who, goes through them and make sure it's not some crazy person, you look at the comments. And you say, okay, well, your comment makes sense, let's talk about this. Now, of course, you have a remove button, where you're like, the minute that person starts going crazy, and you're like, okay, that's not what we were doing, you're out. But that's pretty easy to do. So that's the idea, guys. It's not just a, hey, I think people will watch us. We'll get a bunch of viewers if we all get together and talk about stupid shit. No, the actual idea does have a difference from the usual podcast type YouTube channel type stuff. The idea that you can literally bring in the casual viewer who's just going through live streams. He sees this one, he hears us talking about how I say, males are naturally stronger than females, and this person's like, no, fuck that, this is why that's wrong. He puts some science in it, bring him into the conversation. And so to me, there's something to that. I really feel like there's a bang to be had from that. So I'll shut up. I know I'm ranting, but that's kind of the full spill, guys. That's kind of the idea behind it. It's literally like a live chat with the entire community, with whoever wants to be a part of that conversation. And if you bring intelligent enough design to your argument, you might just end up in the conversation with your argument heard. I need comments, guys, because I just spit the whole thing at you guys, the whole idea. So, if it's a horrible idea and you guys are like, what the fuck? You might want to let me know now. Remember, I'm crazy, right? I don't know, I just think, I don't know if you guys watch any of the podcasts, like Your Mom's House, or Joe Rogan, or any of these guys. And they do, I keep calling it podcast, but to me it's live streams is what they're doing. They're on YouTube and shit. Imagine if you could post a comment, if you could go on Your Mom's House, right? If you don't know what Your Mom's House is, I talked about it earlier. Go check it out. It's amazing. It's really funny. You're going to laugh your ass off because he makes fun of everybody. He laughs at people getting hurt. Tom Segura is really fucked up. He's great. He's fun. Imagine if you could sit there and listen to their conversation, and I know we're not famous, so we don't have that, but we're going to see if it works without that. But imagine if you could go on and you're listening to Tom Segura talk to his wife, who's not famous. Well, I guess she is. She's a comedian, so she's kind of famous. But anyways, you're listening to him talk to her, and they say something that is totally wrong. You know it's wrong. You have proof. And so you get on your keyboard and you post in there, hey, you're wrong because of this, this, and this. And what if Tom Segura right then and there said, whoa, this is kind of crazy, like that he wrote this, he or she. We need to talk about this. Bring this person on. And what if they brought that person on right then and there? That would be amazing. So I'm just saying we could do that. So that's my idea, guys. I'm mind blown. Well, I if it's a horrible idea, please let me know because I'm in it. Sounds good. Hey, I'm about to hop in the shower. See you later, man. Hey, you too. Hey, 16. I appreciate you viewing, man. Everything I'm talking about is a long-term type thing. This isn't something that's going to happen tomorrow. Let me work on the camera and then the showroom stuff, the PlayStation room, and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll go from there. But that's my idea. Please don't steal it. It's not copyrighted. But I really feel like, I know if a celebrity did that, it would be a hit. That's an automatic. There's no question about it. People would tune in from all over the place. I just feel like it's a strong enough pull that a regular person could do it too. And still have like a banging effect. Just, so, that's my idea. Hope you guys like it. And honestly, like I said, you guys are my first, you're my primary subs, so I think you deserve the best chance to be a part of it if you want to be. And 16, I know you said you're going, I don't mean to hold you on. Peace, brother. Go to home screen, you should see the playroom. Yeah, I'll Google it tomorrow and like study the whole thing. It'll take me a few minutes. I'll learn how to use it. I don't want to do it right now. I might cut the stream. PlayStation's weird about their streaming, and that's why I was saying before, I'm not sure. With the idea as we have it, it might actually be better just to do it directly to YouTube. Like to set up a camera, and I was thinking about the other people in the conversation, because if you have a picture of my face, and I'm the only person you see, but you hear everybody else's voice, that might be weird. And so, honestly, what my thought process there is if we could get an artist. Somebody who knows how to use these little emoji things. You know how you can, like, I've seen these. A lot of YouTubers use them when they don't want to put their actual face on their YouTube. They have these little, like, pictures of dogs and shit like this that actually, like, move when they talk. And the dog's mouth moves when they talk. And it looked really cool. I've seen it a couple times. So maybe if we can find something like that, and then everybody can have their own little emoji. And that way nobody's actual face, I mean, I'll put mine out there, I don't give a fuck, but nobody's actual face gets seen. That's a good idea, actually. I didn't realize that. And that way even the third party who we just bring into the chat, they could have their own little thing too. I mean, it'll probably be given to them. It'll be subscribed, I guess you would say. But, yeah, I need to start writing this shit down, man. You know I'm drinking, right? Like, like, I'm drunk right now. I'm coming up with great ideas. I'm probably just drunk. I'm going to go back and watch this stream tomorrow and be like, you guys are idiots. What are you talking about? I don't know, maybe not. Maybe there's a good idea in here somewhere. Oh, man. I think we got to get Uncle Gunther, too, because I think he'd be cool to have in a live stream like that. But I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to get it to catch on that people could express their own opinion. That'd just be something people have to hear about. It'd have to be word of mouth. It really would. It'd have to be like, dude, I fucking was playing around on YouTube the other day, and I was on this channel, these people were arguing, so I typed in, and they actually were like, okay, we'll come on the channel, and so they brought me on the channel. It was crazy. So, I don't know, maybe I'm just drunk, crazy idea. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know where he went. I mean, like I said, he posted a comment in one of my videos earlier, but I hadn't heard anything from him since then. And I hadn't seen him on PlayStation at all. So, I don't know, man. I gotta be honest though, with 3 hours in, I'm getting a little burnt. I think the alcohol is starting to catch up with me. I hadn't eaten anything because I don't want to eat over the mic. That's his. Oh wait, does Gunther have his own YouTube channel? I don't know that he does. I hadn't even looked. You know, I never backtracked my subs. I guess I should. I know I've been watching. Like, I do see who subs to me, and I've noticed that I've been getting subbed to by, like, some bigger streamers. Like, I'm not sure, not huge streamers or anything, but, like, streamers that are, like, already in the market have started subbing to my channel, and I think it's to keep an eye on me. I really do. And I think it's because I'm different. I do a lot of different stuff, so if there's something they could capitalize on, since I'm not marketed, they could probably capitalize pretty fast. Which is a horrible way to look at it, but that's probably what's happening. It's never a friendship thing. It's always about the money. So, I don't know, guys. With Showtime, I think you're probably the last one I got left. Looks like everybody else hauled. Which I don't blame them. I'm burnt. I'm getting a little lagged out. So I'm gonna jet, dude. I had fun with you guys, though. It's fucking awesome, dude. I'm glad you guys showed up. Otherwise, this would have been a pretty dead stream. Sorry we didn't play a lot of baseball. I guess I should rename this stream. I tell you what I would like to do. I'd like to do a stream very similar to this in the future. And put the correct name on it and kind of do it as a test stream and then see how people react to it. If we can get enough reactions to it of people saying, yeah, that'd be really cool, or, you know, nah, I wouldn't check that out. Whatever it may be, you know, that kind of tells you what direction to go with. So, I know that's something to think about. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. You guys know I'm on every day, so I'll be streaming tomorrow. We'll talk about it more. Yeah, so that's gonna do it, dude. I gotta go fucking eat something before I get sick. Once again, guys, I really appreciate you guys viewing. Appreciate the subs, appreciate the likes, man. Keep them coming. We'll keep coming with hopefully enjoyable entertainment. Are you not entertained?